Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, warshippers of all ages, welcome back to day 2 of Warship Masters Invitational 2024. My name is SeaRaptor. I am joined, as I generally am for these kinds of lovely events, with my good buddy, Lord Zath. Other way. There we go.
Well, no, you did it right the first time, at least for me. Maybe on your camera.
See, that's just it. We're back. We gotta fly. We gotta get coordinated on that someday, right? After 5 or 6 years of doing this, you'd think we'd figure that out, but nah. I gotta learn to do it because the camera's reversed, right? You're over here.
Remember one time we did the Brady Bunch thing because there were like 4 of us. And we're like
yes, I remember that. You were like, yeah. That was fun. That was fun. How you doing this morning, my friend?
Tired.
It is bright and early, man. Woo!
Oh, it is absolutely bright and early, but you know what? I'm here for this. The room is up, by the way. It's
okay.
Turkish. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be bringing you some very spicy games today. Yesterday was awesome. Raptor, we have to talk about what you missed at some point.
So you told me so I joined in last night and watched your stuff for a bit, right? And then watched you finish up your speedrunning stream. And then last night, as I climbed in bed, I pulled up your VOD from yesterday, and I didn't watch the whole game.
Okay.
I didn't watch but I did watch a fair chunk of the Bizarro World Clausewitz Fest that was Riposte in that last series that you cast.
Seven Clausewitzes total in that game. 7. Half of all the ships in the game.
German engineering intensifies. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was redonkulous. It was absolutely redonkulous. So, but anyway,
too much fun.
I'm glad you were able to see that because that was the map you wanted to see and absolutely the ship you wanted to see. So it's like
the thing that surprised me, Zath, was that was not the strat I expected to see by any stretch of the imagination.
Well,
RB really shocked me with that one.
Yeah, it felt like they. It felt like who was it that we were watching? I can't even remember. There's so many like names, but I think it was like TSYMQ in that last one. Yeah, RB versus them. And TSYMQ, it looked like they came out with, or no, RB came out with the Clausewitzes on the game 1.
Yes.
And TSYMQ then, like, it took 15 minutes to get the second game going. And people kept leaving, and I'm like, what the hell? Well, they're all setting up Clausewitzes because obviously they're like, ooh, this is, part of the game in this tournament is the point values. And I really feel like they started seeing some of that min-maxing going on there with the point values.
Yep. Yeah, truth be told, and you called it right, and you were talking last night, it's a good thing that I wasn't there for that 15-minute delay, because I would have probably been beside myself at the lack of enforcement. I'm still honestly irritated by it, right? Because what is the point of having a rule set for tournament if you're not going to enforce it? But I mean, it's not my job. It's not my decision. It's not my choice anymore. I gave that roll up a long time ago, and I don't miss it. But I still look at it. I still look at it and go, like, come on, guys, come on, guys. So
well, I mean, it's day 1. It's China, so I mean, you're talking about teams that aren't used to this as much. Let's say it that way, as many other ones. It's the first day. There's a lot of newness in it all. You also have the fact that you've got the official Chinese stream covering it too. So if you're going to move. If you're going to, in that, then you have to decide what are they going to do? They've just been filling the air for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you now going to tell them, well, sorry, guys, your other team just got disqualified because of time? So,
I mean,
I don't know. It's a tough.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree. Here's my frustration. At some point, somebody, some team will take advantage of that mindset. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
It's going to happen. It's the nature of the beast. Right? It's the nature of the beast. If whether it happens here or it happens in the big cash prize events later on, it's going to happen. So you have to be consistent and you have to be firm, decisive. I don't know. Doesn't matter now. It's done. Again, it's not my decision. I just don't like it. In any event.
Hey,
okay.
At least I was still able to catch a game 3. I was able to catch the TWA versus Rain game, and that was probably the most competitive game of the day.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Guys are telling me things are struggling over here. Like Twitch is having problems today.
Twitch be twitching.
Yeah, I guess. Like it keeps buffering, and I'm seeing the same thing on mine. I don't know what's going on precisely.
Well, while you're checking that out,
Hmm.
y'all, we are going to be bringing you ELSR versus RB, which is winners bracket 1.4. We saw RB, the meat buns, yesterday. We have not seen ELSR, which is, of course, the number 1 seeded NA team. So we thought, let's go take a look.
Yeah, we figured we'd give it a shot, right? Like, why not? What have we
Yeah.
got to lose, kids? What have we got to lose?
Only sleep.
Only sleep, which we've been doing quite enough of that already, haven't we?
Oh yeah. You know, we have a few minutes, as it looks like RB has not shown up yet.
Yeah.
In the training room.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've got the ability to bring up the article, or if you're still trying to troubleshoot stuff, we can talk about something else.
Well, so my Twitch channel page keeps giving everybody error 2000. It's giving me error 2000.
Yeesh.
Which is my personal favorite one, right? Because it's not something that I can control.
Mhm.
It's Twitch's stupidity, right?
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
I'm literally about to do that. I literally am. Okay, all right. So Twitch guys, this is gonna be painful. All right, I'm going to try throwing away the delay and starting over. I don't know what else to do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which is frustrating.
It is. It's irritating, but I don't know what else to do there. Okay. All right, we'll see what it does. There's not much else I can do there. YouTube seems rock solid, so the problem isn't on my end, right? I'm having no bandwidth issues. I'm having no problems. It's all on Twitch's transcoding garbage.
Yeah.
And I don't understand what the deal is, but it's fine. We'll see if that fixes it. In the meantime, Zath, we should probably get ready for this game, right? Shouldn't we? Probably.
Probably. I mean, they aren't yet. There's still 4 people waiting for. We're waiting on 4, I should say, for RB to show up.
Yeah.
A couple more.
Yep.
So yeah, we can take a look at the map rotation, for example, if you'd like.
Might as well. And we should probably, just to be safe, talk through the points and flagship system just for folks who might not have made it yesterday.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So which would you like to start with? The points? Or the flagship?
Let's start with the maps, and then we'll do the rest.
Okay.
Maps are simple and easy, right? Starting on Sleeping Giant,
Yeah.
going to Hotspot, and if we need a third, we're going to Warrior's Path. Now, we have seen Warrior's Path and Hotspot quite a bit. We saw both of those maps. Let's see, how many games did we both do yesterday? We had 8 games. We saw a lot of Hotspot. We saw a lot of Warrior's Path. We only saw 1 game on Tiers and 1 game on Sleeping Giant. Now, we saw RB on Sleeping Giant when we snuck in to see them again. And we're starting on that map here, so I'll be curious to see if they change their strat or not.
Right. I agree. You know, what's interesting, Raptors, I'm looking at the team lineups over on the tournament page, and it's interesting because, like, ELSR, they've got a whole host of mercenaries, right? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 team players, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mercenaries. And I'm not quite sure.
Mercenaries, what do you mean?
That's how they're listed. That's how they're listed on, and they said they're from Argentina, which is hilarious.
That is funny.
And then I went to go look at RB, the meat buns, and they have Revenge and then Replacement. 20,
yep.
21,
I see it now. Okay, I see it.
So
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I sidetracked you with a squirrel.
You're fine. Let's talk points and everything, because the teams are getting in and readying up, so we probably aren't going to be here. Aren't going to be here much longer.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So let's talk about flagships real briefly. So that's kind of the big feature of this event. There are 8 ships available at Tier 10 that have been designated as flagships. Let's see. I'll look at the list here. It's Patry, Vermont, Petropavlovsk, Annapolis, Novosibirsk, Conde, Napoli, and Zorky. Each of those ships can only be taken by any one team twice over the entire course of the event. So you have 16 uses of flagship over the entire 4 days of tournament, and you have to decide where to use them and what ships to use. Why is that relevant? Well, it's relevant because every ship in your lineup costs points. You're fielding 7 ships at a maximum of 100 points off of this list right here over my left shoulder.
That's right. And
Go.
RB has only used one super ship, or one flagship, the Novosibirsk, and ELSR has used none so far.
Yes. Yeah, we've seen some teams like ELSR and TWA, specifically holding their flagships for later in the event. So we'll have to see if these guys start breaking out the big guns on day 2 or not. So we'll just see. Everybody's here. Everybody's ready. I bet we're going to be dropping soon since we're about 5 minutes behind schedule.
Yeah, let's hope so. I'm going to say plus, and hey, we're good, and we'll see what happens.
There it goes.
Here we go.
Ooh, you know what I didn't check? Who's the alpha spawn on this one, but we'll see that as we get the loading screen. So
I believe we do reversed.
We'll be able to get that right.
Yep.
All right. Yep. RB is our alpha spawn, so we will push this button and get on into the game. All right, Zath. We've seen RB play this map, but I think they played it from the... No, they played it from the north spawn last time. Yeah, they did. So, what do they got cooking?
All right. Well, RB is bringing with them a Delny, a Trump, a Z52, a Salem, a Castilla, Haunlu, and a Bergogna.
Ooh, you like Bergogna.
I do. I like it quite a bit. You know who else likes it? Clyde. What do we have to the SeaRaptor?
Hang on one sec. Okay. Let's see what's cooking here for ELSR. It's our first time seeing them this event. Down here at the bottom end of the map in red, we're looking at a 4 destroyer lineup, a nice cross section. I've got Dog Punch's Kleber going for gun reload and Dazzle, the improved Dazzle. Attilio Regulo, that's Professor Luger. We saw, who did they play? CN took Regulo on this map yesterday, I think against RB. I'll be curious to see. He's taken gun range, though.
Yes, he has.
Ayase's Ragnar, an excellent pick, always, and one of the reasons she's so expensive. In fact, that Ragnar is the single most expensive ship in the entire ELSR lineup.
Right.
Ziyang's Lushun, also fielding Dazzle, headed towards the middle of the board. You lose defense. We're starting to see a little more of this one creep in here. Tsuki's Howden Liu, running, unique upgrade. And at the very back, Nanase's Castilla. I don't see anything there particularly makes me go, okay. There we go. Yep. So, no battleship for ELSR up against a Bergogna on the opposing side.
Now, ELSR is a destroyer-favored team. Like, they prefer destroyer comps, I should say. So, I mean, it makes sense that they've got 4 destroyers that they run around with. Historically, we've seen them do wolf packing, where say 3 destroyers work together, and their whole idea is to find one destroyer and just demolish it before it can even, pop a smoke or turn and run.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if they do that again, as the Regulo, Ragnar, and Kleber seem like that's their goal.
Well, and I'm thinking that the Zed, Delny, and Trump here of RB have a little bit of that in mind themselves as they prowl the top end of the middle of the board, headed over towards A. Poor Ziyang's Lushun might be the only ship that they encounter, and given we talked a lot about this yesterday, right? Lushun does get a heal, but it doesn't. It's a very slow and steady heal. Burst damage easily punches through a Lushun.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And so, I mean, I think it's gonna. I think the question is gonna be timing. If you look at how Lu and Salem and Bergogna, they're going behind this big island right now. So if the Lucian gets detected now, their guns are not in the fight. And I think he's about to be detected.
Well, let's see. We've got Z52 Hydro up and looking. Lucian's Hydro is similarly up. Those torpedoes coming in
on the water.
Yep, those torpedoes coming in on the Lucian are spotted, so they can. They know there's destroyers down there. Let's put it that way.
Of course.
Yep.
Well, radiolocation is a thing, and Lucian, of course, has deep waters. So, I mean, they're not going to hit anything.
So just like that, Angel Sama's Delny gets a little bit of chip damage into the Lucian. Those deep waters are literally meaningless for these destroyers. They can just sit here and wave at them as they pass under the hull. Quick double cap there from Delny and Z52. Just like that, RB out to an early lead.
Yep, very strong early positioning. I like the idea of just we're going to go grab it. It did put them at risk if they ran into, say, all 4 of ELSR's destroyers at once, but they didn't.
Yeah, I like it too.
Oh, look on the 8 line. You've got Luger smoking so that Ayase's Ragnar can shoot for free. But a little bit disjointed. The Ragnar's a little bit behind the smoke.
Yeah, Ragnar is behind. It's going to draw some Castilla fire here, but it's AP coming down the throat. A little bit of chip damage there. Nothing outrageous, although Ayase does have torpedoes off his bow. Looks like he's got an easy gap. Just got to wend his way through there. And there he goes.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Now, yesterday, if you remember, we saw RB and CN play this map, and RB made a very similar strat, right? They took a whole bunch of ships like they were going to go swing out of Thunderdome. Their opponents pushed heavy up the side of the map, and then RB had to turn around and come back and react, and they reacted very well, as I recall. Do I have the teams backwards
they won
on that
that
one?
game, yeah.
They won that game, didn't they? Yeah, that's what I thought.
They won that game.
That's what I thought. So we're seeing sort of the same thing again, but I'll say this. ELSR is on top of these guys faster than we saw CN get on top of RB yesterday.
Well, and part of that is because we're looking at destroyers that are inherently...
Ragnar
Ayase just gets smashed.
Yep, Ragnar getting chunked.
And caught Bao-In, by the way. So that's a very bad situation because now he's got to turn somehow. It's not going to happen.
Nope.
And there's first blood for RB.
Between the Trump and the Burgonia and the Salem and everybody else, RB is down a ship just like that. I'm sorry, excuse me. ELSR down a ship just like that.
Yes. The difference for yesterday was we saw larger ships, which take longer to get into position. We saw the Henris, for example. I think there was a double Henri push. What are you chuckling about over there?
Did you see that Howden Liu strike going in on Little Lemon Salem?
I think I caught a little bit of it on the screen, yeah.
So, of course, you have to remember Salem, of course, does not get hydro, is forced to take defensive fire. So Lemon has nothing else to use it on. He used it, and that Howden Liu airstrike disintegrated. Not a single bomb fell out of that.
Wow. That's interesting to think about, right? Could that be a counter to Howden Liu? Here it goes again, but Defense Vantair is down right now.
Well, but now the Howden Liu's defensive fire is ticking, right? And look how they're going to and they're going to shred 2/3 of this strike before a single bomb even comes out of it. That's little bit of chip damage.
Historically, yeah.
Ooh,
bigger
good
chip
AP. Good AP out of this Castilla. Nice salvo from the Nase.
He was ready for that.
He was looking for that shot. He took advantage of it. So now Jiang's Lushun finally backed up by Yulu's defense here in mid. Lushun making his play.
And that's a good play. I mean, get into A, prevent them from taking it. I think it makes perfect sense.
They kind of sucked the team back towards the B cap. That's been successful. And having done that, now they caught up on ships, but they're you can't let those caps tick too long. So they're basically like, okay, let's not do it. And now they've moved the defense in. While the Burgonia, back on the B line, can't really impact anything but this destroyer chase, the Kleber and the Regalo here, as they run towards the edge of the map.
Right. ELSR is also rotating the Nase's Castilla, and I think that could very well be a decisive rotation. We'll have to see in a few minutes.
I do like the play. I also like, they kind of took Tsuki's Howden Liu, pulled him up in those islands, kind of pointing him back towards mid. Now, if they're not careful, they're going to lose Luger's Regalo here, who's still caught either firing or on radar. In fact, he's still firing. I think he's accepted his death, Seth.
He's on fire now, and I don't like the decision to just say, "Well, I'm dead," and then Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not a huge fan of the play, but that's where we're at. Dog punches Kleber, getting into a gunfight with Yamao Z52, getting some good damage in, but Yamao's basically said, "Nah, let's smoke up and be done with that."
It's one of the powers. It's one of the things I love about Z52, the ability to smoke, the ability to hydro. It's such a great utility destroyer.
ELSR grabs A, but it's not enough at the moment. At the moment, RB will edge them out in time because of their ship lead. That kill on the Regulo puts RB in the driver's seat.
Yeah, by a total of like 20 seconds.
Yeah, by about 20 to 25 seconds. So you know that's not going to hold, but that's where we're at right now.
Correct. Now you've got the defense coming in for ELSR. I don't like this decision because he's got a Salem, a Delny, a Hanlu, and the Dutch air strikes coming in as well. All on him. He needs to make Inky and like back up or something.
I'm a little surprised. Defense's smoke is about to come up. There it is. I was like, he has to be using it soon. There it is.
Yep. So this is opportunity to back off. Castilla and Nanase now pushing forward, trying to back off RB so that his teammate can maybe survive.
Woo!
But he's on what, 2 fires?
He's on 3 fires now. Actually,
he's burning out. Yeah, he's gonna burn out.
He's gonna burn out. There's no way.
In time.
Nope. Yuli taking a little bit of aggressive position there, but the Howden Liu's making him pay for it. Or was it? Yeah, that was the Howden Liu strike, not a Tromp strike. Just like that, ELSR now down 2 ships, trying to hold on to the caps, but it's not. That's not good enough. RB about to take up over 900 points.
Yeah, at this point, RB's like, fine, we'll take this little corner. Okay.
Nanase's Castilla doing more good work, slapping Angel Sama's Delny for some good HE right there.
Yep.
I think Nanase's going for a torpedo strike on the Salem.
I mean, you have to, at this point, you got to make the, big plays. Speaking of big plays, look at Lushun right there.
Oh, my God. If they kill Zi Yang here, this is over. That's seconds.
Yeah.
They're going to get him, I think.
That was a huge Salem shot. Go on, kill him already.
He's still lit. Now ticking his little trickle heal. They do get some shells in. Here comes the Bergonia salvo. It overshoots.
Nope. And the thing is,
wow.
He goes dark.
All right, here comes the Castilla. Salem trying to prolong this. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's going to survive to make this play.
No.
Nope. So we trade ships. The Z52 does finally die over here. So again, ELSR not completely out of the game. If they pick up some critical kills, and they might get it here on the Tromp. Tromp's still lit. Howden Liu's guns like, keep running, I'm reloading. They can kill the Tromp in time. Not there yet.
He's out turning his guns.
252 hit points for the Tromp. Got him.
Okay. Secondary kill.
ELSR buys some more time. Only 1 ship down right now. And now, Zad, actually look at the timer. Now they win.
Now they win by seconds.
They win by like 3 or 5 seconds. I can't imagine that's going to hold, though.
I mean, 3 ships, 2 of them are like a quarter HP. All 3 of them are a quarter HP or lower.
Suki getting dunked by the Bergonia AP.
And the thing is, they know as well, right? They know we just have a little bit to go. Boy, is Suki lucky that Revenge's reload booster was used earlier.
Well, I think it's going to come down to this close pass. Yep. This is not an engagement you have to be excited about. I mean, you can't be excited about this because as soon as the salvos go in, he's dead, just like that.
That's it.
Now, the Tromp does step onto the B-cap, but it's going to cost him his ship, probably. Dog punch on 250 HP. When he goes down, that's the game. They haven't hit him yet. There it is.
Ta-da.
Wow. ELSR pushing hard, not quite able to come back here in game 1.
Yep. Wild first game.
That was wild for sure. My chat correctly pointed out that I was lying about Salem. You can actually have Hydro, but you have to give up the radar, which is why you almost never see it.
Yeah. It's Hydro or radar.
I forgot.
Defensive anti-air.
I forgot that. That's my fault. I always forget that. Yeah, defensive fire is the one you can't get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's come back to this screen. There we go. RB up a game. Hello. Come on.
RB up a game.
All right.
We already have a result for TWA Resin. TWA won their first game against Resin. And we don't see much else in just yet. We are doing the winner's bracket, and then after the winner's bracket, we do the loser's bracket, and then we come back up to the winner's bracket. Looks like.
Yeah, because in the second round there is no winner's bracket, right? You start today with 8 games in the winner's bracket, and 8 games in the loser's bracket, right? And then we start. The things start whittling down, as I recall.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking at the tournament page. So we've got it's 8 o'clock, 8:20 now, and then 9:15 is the losers bracket ones that we have. We grabbed KSC versus CL, if I remember right. And then we're going back up to the winners bracket to figure out. I don't remember which. I think we went the bottom, right? So. Whoever wins this versus whoever wins ATFT versus Rain.
Correct. Whoever wins this series that we're casting now, we're going to see them again later in the stream.
Right.
I'm going to turn on my fan. It's a little warm in here. Supposed to have a bunch of thunderstorms this afternoon. I'm kind of glad that streams this morning, because I think by the time the weather sets in, I'll be off the air, at least for this part anyway.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
Raptor, do you have the ability to pull up the World of Warships webpage, the Warship Masters one? I can link you the direct.
Yeah, no, I had it. I had it earlier. I've got it in my stream as well. Hold on a minute. World of Warship. There it is. Yeah, I got it. What you need?
Okay. So we had a lot of talk yesterday during the after party, obviously right after the stream is over. Talking about the drops. A lot of people were confused. A lot of people were frustrated. As it is, you have to watch a certain amount of time to get your drops. And thank you very much for choosing my channel or Raptor's channel to get your drops. Remember, we do have giveaways going. You can go and check out both of our channels and double your chances of winning. Anyway, so yesterday, there are a lot of people that were frustrated because they missed the drops yesterday. And I want to point something out. If you missed the drops yesterday, you missed out on... What? 15 flags.
Some flags.
15 signal flags. I mean, honestly, we're not talking about a lot. That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Think of this weekend as your way to figure out the drop system and make sure that you have it down pat. Because if you ask me, the more important drops are next weekend. And day 1 of next weekend, you get that awesome paid actor flag, which you used to only get from one little mission chain that they had like 3 or 4 months ago.
Is that what that is? Is that what that's the paid actor flag? Oh, I love that.
That's the paid actor flag.
I love that.
That's the paid actor flag, which I put on all of my ships.
That's
right?
amazing.
It's an awesome flag. So you want that. I don't care about the commander. I don't know who that is or whatever.
He looks very regal.
And then,
he's very British. Go ahead.
British, yes. And then there's also the mystery drop. Let's be real. 90% of y'all are getting 2,000 coal, whatever. Think of it as just something added bonus that you have on the side, okay? But to me, the big thing is the paid actor flag. And then day 2, this is even more important. You get some economic boosters, whatever. You get a Warship Masters 24 flag. Again, whatever. I'd rather have the paid actor flag. But you get a special super sexy camo for the St. Vincent, everybody. Now, we can't show you this camo because it's not in the client yet. This comes, the next patch releases coming Wednesday, and I'm sure it'll be added to the client with that next patch. So to me, that's what it's all about, is this weekend, figure out the drops, make sure it's working for you so that you can get the good stuff next weekend. And please stay around. Please stay here. But
hold the phone. Don't change that channel.
That's right. Don't change that channel.
Don't touch that dial. That's a phrase that no longer has any meaning and hasn't for a long time, right? No dials on televisions anymore. Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Those were the days.
Nope.
Did you have a TV with a dial growing up, Zath?
Oh, yeah. I had several.
Yeah, I did too. Mom and Dad, at one point, I don't know why, Mom and Dad had bought this little 3-inch black and white TV. So the screen is like this. But the actual box size of the whole thing is like this, right? It's fairly beefy. It's about this thick and about this square with a handle. You could carry it around. And I remember as a kid, at one point, Mom had that like in her sewing room or in the kitchen or something, and eventually she got herself like a proper 12-inch color television. Whoa, right? And I, at like the age of 8, was bequeathed the little black and white television to keep on my dresser in my bedroom. I had a little tiny TV in my bedroom. This was amazing. But the front of it was all the dials, right? You know, your base channels you could get 1 to 13 or whatever. Damn, I'm old.
So I'm a couple years behind you, as we know.
Yes.
At least you and I. And so for me, I came right at the end of that. Okay. So like the TV that I remember growing up with was a larger color TV, but it did have the dials on the side. It was also one of the first ones that had the remote control. And you know, I learned very early, you don't touch the remote control ever.
That's Dad's remote control, kids.
That's Dad's remote control.
Dad's remote control.
And when Dad's not here, it's Mom's remote control.
That's exactly
so
right.
You never touch that dial. So yeah. But I remember all those days and the old antenna, and then you know cable TV swept the nation and stuff, and that was crazy times.
Yep. All right, both teams are here. Both teams are ready, Zath. I think we're about to get game 2 as we head to Hotspot.
Fair enough.
I'm excited to see what these guys do with Hotspot. We have not seen RB play Hot. We haven't seen either of these teams play Hotspot. We have seen several other teams play Hotspot over the course of the event, and that should be entertaining.
Yeah, chat coming in saying, yeah, that they prefer a Hydro on I do too. I don't like radar in Salem, but in a competitive environment, sometimes you need that extra little oomph of that radar, even though the duration's nowhere near as long.
We talk about when you and I cast King of the Sea. You know, you see a lot of Des Moines. Des Moines, an excellent cruiser, very nice, very utilitarian, great with that 10-kilometer radar. But with some of these cap configurations and how quickly these games play in these little 7v7 matches, I think there's a very valid case to be made for a radar, even on a Hydro Salem, just because you're going to get some value out of whatever you plug into that slot. All right.
Of course. It really just depends on how you use the ship.
Yep. All right. We're still on the reverse spawns. So.
Yep.
As we head into game number 2, Zath, what's RB got cooking here in green?
RB up to the north of Hotspot has with them a Yu Yang. That is a smoke Yu Yang with a smoke build to boot. A Z42 instead of 52. Another Yu Yang. This is also a smoke Yu Yang.
2 smoke
Not
Yangs.
So much, yeah. Our first time this tournament seeing a Wushda. With heavy HE, which makes sense. You've got Goliath, a Colbert, and a Brisbane. No battleships this time for RB.
No battleships on either team, sinking most of their 100 points, full 20% of them into Revenge's Brisbane. ELSR on the back foot, down a game here. Their first game loss in the event, I might point out. They swept through the NA bracket yesterday undefeated, dropping game 1 here in day 2 to RB off the Chinese server. Coming into game 2, fielding a Clausewitz. Oh, yeah. Double Henri Quatre, splitting those up. 1 west, 1 east. Suki back in the Hao Niu, fronted by 3 destroyers. Nanase now in a Lushun. Dog Punch also in a Lushun. Xiang in a Ragnar.
They didn't get too much use out of the Ragnar last game.
Didn't feel like it, no.
A little bit too far in front, and they tried to do the smoke push tactic, but they were a little off on positioning. So perhaps they're going for more of kind of a soloist lineup, right? Like we don't need to coordinate as much. We just play our game, we play our ship, and we just do well. Which is fair. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, now I'm gonna pick your brain for a minute because you retain some of these facts a little better than I do. Z42 doesn't get the long-range German Hydro, right? She only gets 5-kilometer Hydro?
Yes, I believe so. Let me double check. She has 6-kilometer Hydro.
Okay, so she does get the 6-kilometer Hydro, but Lushun is only 5-kilometer Hydro.
Lushun is 5.5.
Okay, she's 5.5. Okay. So there is a Hydro advantage here for the Z42 at Charlie.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Just a slight one, but it is there, yes.
Now, Dog Punch's Lushun dumping into this cap early, taking a very smart position. It's wide in the open, but it's an easy escape. A lot of times we see players set up behind this island from the south side, and getting out is challenging. He's basically like, look, I'm in a Lushun. I know I can survive this as long as I don't get dev struck. I'm just going to chill, get the cap, and then bail.
Well, so this particular map, the north side, is safer to go in.
Yes.
You've got this higher cliff, and you can hang behind it. Competitive teams by now have figured out ways to obviously counter that. But from the south, you don't have that same kind of coverage. So Dog Punch has to make a choice. You either back in like where he is, or you have to make your way to the middle island at Foxtrot Echo 8 and try to cap from the south side there. But, I mean, that's really tough to do as well.
Things not starting well for Little Lemon's Whoosh over here on the 10 line, getting picked up by Nanase's Lushun and immediately getting focused by Henri, Howdenliu, and Clausewitz. Angel Sama's Yu Yang smoking to screen his teammate there, but Little Lemon under half HP already.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, the whole point of a Wushta is to take out any sort of destroyer and something that maybe is camping in smoke, for example, like the Clausewitz, the Henri. But he'll be okay. It'll rub out most of it.
He can buff that right out, Zath. No problem.
That's right. That's right. Just put some JB Weld on. They'll be fine.
That's right. Now, ELSR pushes both the Clausewitz and one of the Henris all the way to the extreme map edge. They use the island to give them a little bit of a marker, a little bit of cover as they turn. But it looks like they're going to decline to keep pushing north as they catch a glimpse of Renown's Colbert cutting back towards the sea cap. Z42 of Yakias all into the top of that cap now as well.
Yeah, I think what RB is trying to do is bait ELSR into a charge north, and Renown's Colbert was supposed to be the door that swings shut. But he just got detected, so I think the gig is up there. But still, ELSR is in a bad position because they're kind of stuck right now in that corner. Lemon's still getting shot at on fire again now.
Speaking of
DCP's available.
Speaking of bad positions, Ziyang's Ragnar in the middle, caught out on Brisbane Hydro. Yamao smoking him out of the A cap. He's going to take some damage. He'll be able to get back some of that HP. The Henri, that's Ayase playing way far back. Took an AP salvo on the Brisbane at one point, missed. Got a little bit of chip damage, I think. Nope, didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, I think that the idea with the Henri is ensure that the flanks are secure first. Then you can worry about moving in. Speaking of moving in, look at Nanase's Lucian. Look how aggressively he's maneuvered here. And Angel Sama can't do anything about it. If he was radar, he could at least radar the Lucian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Nanase's detected.
Well, now they can spot him, and now he's going to have Z42 and maybe even Colbert shots coming in. Nanase opening fire here. A little surprised that they're pushing very hard to secure this kill on Lemon. 5,000 HP, running north in B10.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of Nanase opening up.
Yeah, I don't either.
That was a mistake.
It was. Ooh, 560 HP for Lemon. One single shell will end his game. They're going to get it right here.
Yep. But they're probably going to trade Nanase for it, which is just a bad trade.
Yeah, I don't know why Nanase is continuing to stay open here, but he is. Angel Sama's got the smoke. All Angel has to do is turn, and yeah, I don't like this trade at all, Zath. It wasn't necessary to give up the Yang for that play.
No, and more importantly, ELSR now loses their eyes. They only have the Henri, the Clausewitz. They can only spot by people shooting at them, essentially.
Yep.
So
well, the push up the 10 line should buy them the C cap now. The Ragnar coming in, Suki's Howden Liu coming in. As the Brisbane Yang that had gone to A have rotated back, trying to respond to all of this ELSR force coming up the edge of the map. But I feel like, Zath, if I'm ELSR, I think I pull the Clausewitz and the Henri out, but they're still going.
Well, again, the problem is where do you pull them out to is one of the questions. I mean, if you back them off, then you're just going to have Z42, Yu Yang nipping at their heels the whole time.
Well, I mean,
so that's the hard part about moving up like this, you know?
So Yilu's Henri is turning around, that's kind of what I mean, right? Like there's the Henri continuing to push, like turning and pushing west is just going to get him killed because he's pushing into 4 ships. So they realize he's bailing.
Right, with the smoke here, Obviously, there's 2 ships in it. That's the Brizzy and the Colbert. So yeah, it makes sense to run, but at the same time, like, he's dead. It's just a matter of time.
Hal New taking some blind fire into that smoke, drawing the Colbert fire off his teammate. Brisbane fire still going in on Yilu. Yilu's speed boost coming back in 20 seconds, but he's 70 seconds from a heal. He may not make 70 seconds.
Oh, it all comes down to, will he take a torpedo or not?
Luger waiting a long time to turn through these torpedoes, but he manages to find a hole there. Howden Liu does draw some fire.
But at this point, you've got the Clausewitz kind of pointing bow in. He's got to find a way to turn around somehow. And you did survive so far in the Henri. His heel's 35 seconds away.
5 RB ships have been herded back into their spawn areas. Ath, check this out. And they've sort of allowed it. They've sort of allowed it to happen. I'm a little surprised. Dog Punch is Lushun. Well, we're going to have a very, very, very close encounter with a Goliath here in a moment. Does he have? He has RPF, doesn't he? He does.
Goliath? Yes.
No. I was asking about the Lushun. He does. He knows there's somebody in front of him.
Dog Punch making a very smart decision to turn.
Bailing out of there.
Control. Well, he's probably planning on backing into A, but the idea is now he can control that better. Now that the Goliath is detected, he's probably going to decide not to do that.
Renowned's Colbert getting dunked. On 5K, they've got him pinned, and he's out. Just like that.
Great kill.
Brilliant coordinated fire from ELSR. Takes down RB's second ship.
Yeah, that was a great kill.
Lushun. Oh, I see Dog Punch. So with the Henri and the Ragnar pushing Goliath back off the cap, or trying to, they were going to try and sneak Dog Punch in stern first.
Yes, exactly.
But the Goliath is just weathering this fire, knowing he's got that crazy heel.
And knowing that something is much closer than the others.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's got radiolocation, so he knows the Lushun is right there.
Lushun's reversing. Dog Punch going to vomit out some torpedoes and force the issue, force the Goliath out of the cap, or at least try to. 90 seconds. Look at the Clausewitz and Yang, Zath. Look at all these torpedoes. Luger's going to just navigate. Looks like he's going to take 2. Oh, he's going to get him. Oh, no. He took 3. He took 3. He couldn't quite manage it. That's a big kill. Points RB badly needed as they're losing control.
Invincible.
It does not. Just because you can see the torpedoes coming doesn't make them hit you for 0 damage.
I learned that the hard way with my FDG.
Ooh, look at the single fire torps on Dog Punch. Oh, he's got it. No. Woo.
I'm looking at the Henri. There's so much going on both sides of the map right now. I'm looking at the Henri.
They're going to lose. They're going to
bow in.
Yilu. Yeah, Yilu's going out. Well, he's stern in, you mean? Oh, no, he is bow in. My apologies. But he's still out.
He's trying to reverse.
Oh, he's trying to heal through it. See what kind of damage he can get out of it.
Yep.
Takes a salvo with the Brisbane. Can he take the Brisbane with him with his reload booster ticking?
That would be power.
He did!
Oh, he does!
He does! He gets the trade! That's a huge kill for ELSR, as now they own all the caps. 60 seconds now to an ELSR win here on Hotspot. Angel Samas Yang racing for the C cap. No one will be there to stop him.
Larno's Goliath.
Just getting farmed out now. 3,500. Well, he's dead. He's going out right here. There it is. That's it. That's the game. 15 seconds. Wow.
In 3, baby.
ELSR coming to a hot spot and making it work.
What a game.
Nicely played by both teams. RB with the react. ELSR getting the timely kills. That big kill in the Brisbane there at the end. But there it is. Tied up going to game 3.
I have a very colorful death pick thanks to that Goliath.
Nice.
That was a fantastic game to watch.
I do love a little drama in my games, Zach. That was fun.
Well, so in the first game, RB was like, fine, y'all take the caps. We'll just out-trade you, whatever.
Yeah.
And then this game, RB said the same thing. But this time, ELSR found a way to just hit with the shots when they needed to, right? Luger coming in and just smashing, what was that, the Colbert?
It was the Colbert, I think.
And right, and then later the trade with the Brisbane, and then that was huge. Look at the ships that survived for RB, destroyers.
Destroyers, all the destroyers. Yeah, ELSR killed everything else.
That's right.
Yep.
Crazy.
Nice. Fun game. Fun to watch. All right, so we got about 5 minutes or so till we turn around for the next game. On my channel, that means you'll get a giveaway and ad rolls in this space. I'll go ahead and say this, although if you're getting an ad roll, you won't be able to hear it. Remember, guys, giveaways on my channel now happen on Discord. If you want to join the Discord, that's where giveaways are happening in between games. If there's not a game on the screen, as soon as the game ends, we start a giveaway over there in the giveaway channel, and it lasts about 5 minutes or so, and then we give out some loot.
Right, and on my stream, I just banged the desk. On my stream, like the whole earth shook for a second with the camera. On my stream, giveaways are done over on my Twitch channel. Thanks to Puddin'. I see he's got it going. Appreciate that, Puddin'. And a reminder that both of us are streaming to YouTube as well. So I always like to say, if you're trying to dodge ad breaks or whatnot, you can have 2 tabs open. You can have YouTube and Twitch, or if you want to have 4, have both of our Twitch and both of our YouTube. That's the big ultra brain, giga brain. I don't know. Right, exactly. We can't, as Raptor said yesterday, we can't control when ads run over on YouTube. But we can do our best to control when they happen over on Twitch, okay? So we will do our best, but if in the slight instance where it might not work, or if you just want to hear us talking during the ad break, like right now, there's always the YouTube part of it too, and you can see the behind the scenes stuff of like,
what is it?
Nothing.
Mr. Conway always called it do the monkey dance. You do the monkey dance in between games, right? You entertain the audience while there's not anything actually interesting happening.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, we're getting everybody. They're like, apparently this is the only game 3 in the entire bracket right now. So, I'm actually curious. We should actually let's go have a look at some results. That's yesterday's.
Yeah,
results.
I'm looking at them right now.
Hold on a minute. Show me.
TSYMQ. TSYMQ 20JNMJ.
Okay, hold on a minute. I gotta pull. Yeah, no. You're on the tournament bracket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I need. I need that. Bingo. Yep. Okay, so yeah, TSYMQ 2-0. Yeah. Rain was up a game. TWA was up a game. And then, of course, we know ELSR and RB are tied up. Okay.
Right. So I'm going to go into the bracket ATFD and Rain and see. Okay, there's nothing mentioned in there about any games.
Okay.
Because remember, they have to submit their replays and stuff like that so that they can do replay renderings.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we have access to that channel today. One of the guys on Discord last night at the streamer channel, y'all, was like, is there a reason that the replay renders channel is hidden? And they were like, oops, sorry, our bad. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah, that was pretty funny to watch. You know, it's one of the fun things about the tournaments, right? So.
10 minute. We have a 10-minute break. Yikes.
Well, my guess is, I mean, it's a minimum or maximum 10 minutes. If people are ready ahead of time, they will start. This is what happened last game. They said, okay, well, we you got through 10 minutes. Everybody was ready early, so they jumped. Yeah. My guess, though, I see Sailing Robin in here. Yeah. Which means, yep, there's the official cast.
Yeah, the official cast is in here. Yeah.
So that's the reason why. That's the reason why they're putting that on. They have to figure out who's going to be in here or not. We have a limit of 20 spectators, and they're between the casters and the co-casters. There's just not enough space.
Nope.
Now, hopefully we don't get kicked out because we had this game.
We signed up for this match. Aren't you glad we signed up for this match? Thank you, by the way. This was your call. Thank you. You're welcome. By the way, before my TTTV blinked away a moment ago, I did see they updated. Rain did 2-0 ATSFD or whatever it was, the Asia team.
Yep. Which I saw they have a Singaporean flag, so that's really cool.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been down there, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been to Singapore 3 times. My mother
never
is
been
from
there.
Singapore.
Nice, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I've never been down there. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, she was born in Taiwan and then moved to Singapore when she was 6 years old or 8 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I always said she was made in Taiwan. She really hated it when I said that. Of course, that's back when
Now,
made in Taiwan was a thing on labels. You know.
Have you been to Taiwan? Have you spent any time there?
No.
You haven't. That was a conversation that Ginger and I were having last week. We were driving back for something. We were one of the oddball direct flights that we can get out of Houston is we can fly direct to Taipei, and
EVA Air
on EVA Air and EVA's supposedly a really good outfit, right? And
yes,
and she's like, I'd go to Taipei, and I'm like, I don't know what there is to do in Taiwan, but I'm curious. Like, we should look it up sometime. So that's why I was like, if you've been, I'm curious to know what there is to do in Taipei. I have no idea.
I've talked to people that have been there, but I don't know anything beyond that, unfortunately.
Future research. I'll look at some point in the future. I'll just Google it. Things to do in Taiwan before you die.
Yeah, so TWA did 2.0 resin. And now they've got TWA versus TSYMQ setting up for pick bands.
They'll get that started while this game wraps up.
Yep.
So they're processing the replay renders for the last 2 games that we've seen. Mm-hmm. We don't need to rewatch them. You guys got to watch them live. Hey-o. Hey-o.
No. And I do want people to know that they can download the replays themselves. They should be able to. If they go to wowstournaments.com, wows-tournaments.com, and then they go to matches, pick any match out there, and it should have the replay render for the game. If you click on details, there's the download. Yeah, there's download replays for both sides. So you can download one replay from KSC, one replay from ELSR, for example. That's what
Very
I'm looking at
nice.
right now.
You know what? I didn't know that. I just learned something. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Anybody
can do that. So teams, obviously, when they're prepping for next weekend,
yep,
they can download replay renders of their opponents. And, you know, what do they bring? You can also see what ships each team brought, and then who died, and the final scores as well. And all that.
They cleaned the entire spectator group out.
Well, they have to. They have to, right? Because they need to figure out who's actually streaming and who needs to have the camera. So
this is why this is one of many reasons that their camera setup leaves much to be desired. But what do I know?
Funny story yesterday. I was watching Warships Official, and they had this. You know, they do a great job with the picture-in-picture. And I actually like how they've done the hybrid now, right? So they do follow one person's camera and then they picture-in-picture from somebody else's angle when a major moment's going to happen, or they do this in replay.
Which is what we had kind of worked with them on a number of years ago, right?
Yeah, the Rise and Warrior series. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing was kind of funny was they got the camera set up and they were expecting something to happen, and as they're reforming the room.
They had to reform the room, I think. Yep.
Yep. And you know how it goes is you think something's going to happen, and so you're like laser focused on it, and it doesn't happen.
Yep.
So they had one guy looking, and then they had a camera picture-in-picture looking the other angle at 2 ships that are just like, you know what, we're not gonna go, like around the corner, and then they moved. They took the picture-in-picture away,
and then the thing happened.
At that moment, the thing happened.
The thing happened. Room's back up.
Gotta love it. I see that. Thank you. Got to get in there as soon as possible, right? Beat everybody else. Aha, I made it. I'm safe. You have been marked safe. Oh, jeez.
I thought they would update up the number of spectators, but apparently that's not a thing.
Well, the problem is when you can do 20 and you can do 40. And the problem they have is when you do 40, the training room becomes incredibly unstable.
I know.
So I don't think they want to deal with that. And that's why in internationals for King of the Sea, like the finals, they would always give people slots based off of whatever. And that's what you and I get to deal with next weekend, most likely. I have a feeling. If
I don't get slid for a game that I signed up for, if I don't get a spot, I'm going to be more than a little irritated. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to sit here and wait for them to figure it out.
Well, I'm saying something for you.
Well, that's fine. There were 6 of us signed up for this match.
Aren't you glad you don't have to make these decisions anymore?
Well, so I don't know that I want to say this on camera. Not that. No, I'm just thinking yesterday I was expressing frustration about how the schedule for this tournament had been lengthened, right? We took what had previously been a 2-day tournament and turned it into a 4-day tournament. One of the ways they did that was they quit. They spread out the number of games, right? So you had fewer and fewer games playing concurrently as the streams as the day goes on, as the tournament goes on. When you do that, you compress everybody, right, into the same, all casting the same thing. And on top of that, you've got all of the other, all the other cameras you want to bring in, and so on and so on. So it's like, fellas, we'll see what happens. At least at this point, it's not the teams. None of this delay is on the teams.
No, but I mean, it's what happens when you've got room for so many, and you're trying to bring people in. So,
Yeah.
it is fine.
Yeah.
The important thing is, you're in now. You got dragged down.
Yeah.
So.
So it looks like one of the things they're doing, because you and I are both streaming the game, but we do have people who are working with someone who is spectating the game and commentating the game with someone else, but is not actually streaming the game. It looks like they're keeping those people out for whatever reason.
Right.
Well, I said that. Maybe not.
Well,
anyways,
so I mean,
they seem to have settled
it. Makes sense. It makes sense, right? The idea is that they can always just stream to their Discord, and somebody can watch the game that way.
It sort of does. It sort of does.
And if it's somebody that's riding along, as opposed to streaming with their view.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's nice of them. That is really nice of them.
No, it's in my mind, it's the right call too, right? Let's be honest. At this level of play, with everybody, doing everything, we really need a ref in there? Probably not. I think we'll be okay.
So for those of you guys that want to know what I'm talking about, Turkish, who's reffing the game, took himself out of the spectator slot. Now, usually a ref spectates the game just to make sure there's no funny business
shenanigans
that goes on with team comps and stuff like that. But with the situation, there's more value having that ref out, saying I trust RB and ELSR to not do stupid things, and that opens up a slot for somebody else. That is absolutely the right call, and that is fantastic to see. So, more of the monkey dancing right now, because I think they're trying to get it all. Yes, exactly. Trying to get it all figured out. Raptor, after this, where are we going?
We are going to it's going to be KSCCL down in the losers bracket with Turkish again.
Yep.
We are at the present. We are casting that game along with the official stream.
Correct. Right, and they are currently voting. So
okay. So by the time we get done, they should have it well in hand. I'm sorry, what?
Well, okay.
Are we serious right now?
All right. Well, I'm getting pinged by. All right.
It looks like they're going to take some of the observer cameras out.
What?
I have no idea what's happening right now. I'm just... I will say, if I get pushed out of a match that I signed up for, I'm going to be a little salty. Okay, they dropped. We're done. I have no idea what's happening right now.
Let's just put it this way, guys.
Let's just roll. Let's just be glad the game dropped.
At the end of the day, we're getting the game on.
Oh, madre de Dios.
This is only going to get worse as the bracket
That's
collapses.
my point. Like, I feel like there should have been a plan for some of this already.
That's okay. I'm sure
Holy
they're talking
crap.
it over now.
Well,
we
let's
have a
hope
game
so.
to cast.
We do. All right. We should be on the regular AB at this point because no.
Nope.
Somehow that doesn't feel correct, but whatever. Here we are. Oh, right. This one is not always default. This one is random. Okay, here we go. Zath, talk to me about the RB lineup. What do we got?
All right. RB has a Druid, a Z52, a Lucian, a Salem, Clausewitz, Yodo, and a Bergania.
Yodo, Zath. We were joking about this ship the other day because it's only 9 points. 9 points for Yodo. Bringing the Bergonia again. I like it. All right. ELSR. Solid win in game 2. Back on their feet. Looking to try and win this series. Going with a 4 destroyer lineup. Swinging in with Dog Punch is Delny, Dazzle, and Range. Luger in the Regalo again. Also running Range. Xiang's Trump. And Ayase's Habarovsk. Reload and a range on the captain's build there. Yulu's now in a Stalingrad, top grade gunner, and Reload not running range Stalin on this map. Suki's Howden Liu running unique upgrade. And then, of course, 8952's Columbo? Hashtag confused screaming?
So 8952 is Ulcer's Battleship main. We've seen him play.
Everyone's stopping. It looks
times.
like we're getting a restart.
I wouldn't be surprised. We sat in the training room so long.
Yeah. Yep, looks like we're going back. Okay, well,
Both
guys.
games could have gone either way.
Boy, guys, that was an amazing game.
Now, when there is a restart, typical competitive rules, you cannot change ships.
No.
Commander
Builds, flags, nothing. Everything has to be the same.
Right.
What, okay, let's take a peek at this while we're messing around here. Second verse, same as the first.
I have something to say, but I don't know if I should say it. I'm biting my tongue so hard.
About what? About me?
No.
Oh, it's like, because I can handle it if you're going to mock me. That's no big deal.
No. I gotta stay professional.
Okay, then.
I'm just really glad that they figured this out.
I tell you what. Send me a Discord DM. That's like, okay, because I know you. If you don't get it out of your system, it's gonna fester. It's gonna be in there. It's gonna try and bubble its way out. Hang on a minute.
All right, there you go. Right?
It's the long-standing meme, Zath. You didn't say anything that everybody hasn't thought at least once.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so we just continue waiting. Looks like everybody's ready.
Please continue to hold.
Please
Your
continue
tournament
to...
is important to us.
Press 1 for English. Press 2 for Chinese.
First, you have to start with para hablar en español. Marque número
Porque
dos.
número unos. Because in my part of, I don't know about your part of the world, in my part of the world, that is everywhere.
Oh, no. We get that too. That's just the default in the United States. That is the default.
Okay.
They start immediately with "Thank you for calling this number," and then "Para continuar en español, marque número dos," which is fine. I get it. It makes perfect sense.
It totally
You
makes
got people
total sense.
So.
Oh man, I'm gonna need more water after this game. Actually, I might start drinking early after this game. He says, contemplating the bottle of whiskey he keeps at his desk, like, maybe it's time. Okay. Goodness gracious. Hey guys, we dropped again. Fingers crossed on this one. All right, Zath. Let's try again.
Right, and since both of you and I will be cutting or something at some point, we should probably go through the lineup again.
Yep. We gotta pretend like this is the first time we've seen this lineup. So go for it. What do we got?
All right, pretend mode on. So RB in this tiebreaker game is bringing with them a Druid, a Z52, a Lucian, a Salem, a Clausewitz. Oh my God, a Yodo Raptor.
What?
And a Vergania. Yeah, a Yodo. Can you believe it? Our first 0.5 time seeing the Yodo in this tournament.
Full torpedo build Yodo, I'd also like to point out. And one more thing I want to point out. Salem is a range mod.
I like that.
I do
that
too.
A lot, actually.
All right, bottom end of the map in red, ELSR having fought back in one game two, fielding Dog Punches Delny, Gun Reload and Dazzle Luger in the Regulo, going for double range mod on the captain, range mod in slot 6. Ziyang's Trump, a little bit of reload. Ayase's Habarovsk, reload in slot 6, double rudder. Excuse me, rudder in 5.
Propulsion rudder.
Yeah, propulsion, rudder, and reload, and range on the captain. Double cruiser here. Yulu Stalingrad running reload and top grade gunner, so going for maximum number of shots, not range. Suki's Halnew, unique upgrade. And Colombo, 8952 back here in the Cristoforo Colombo with range and spotter plane.
Right. And like I was saying before,
please.
8952 is their battleship prodigy, so fine. Colombo still seems kind of odd, but hey, we've seen him make shots in numerous King of the Seas been passed.
I will never question 8952's skill in a battleship, but I personally have always had extreme doubt about Colombo's viability in this format. The S8, the ship, in my experience, it can't hit anything it aims at. And so, as a battleship player, especially if you're going to sink 19 points into a battleship in a tournament like this, you got to get some value out of it.
True. Now, Colombo has recently been buffed. The turret angles are very comfortable compared to where it was originally. She does have the fuel smoke, or I like to call it the deep water smoke, which can allow it to sneak up on things. And I guess you could say in the current meta, radar isn't really a thing. You notice how few radar ships there are total in this tournament, right?
Yeah.
Like in this particular game, there's Salem that could have radar on our B side, right? Which we know does have radar. And there's the Stalingrad, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, especially in this format, radar ships are expensive, right? You can usually field one, but fielding more than one starts to become cost prohibitive in other areas. Now,
so I feel like that means smoke is a more viable option for a lot of these players, and that's maybe why we're seeing Colombo being used.
So, Zath, we're seeing a very interesting deployment here from ELSR, and if I'm honest, I'm a little nervous for how spread out they are. Now,
I'm a little nervous for RB, frankly. But
RB looks like they've had a disconnect or something because Yakias is still sitting in spawn. I'm just noticing this. He's just chilling. So they're down. RB's down a ship right now, and they may, if they were the ones that had the problem in game 1. They're not able to call for a restart in this game.
That is a significant disadvantage, and if I'm RB and that's happened, I am not being aggressive anymore.
No. But, I mean, look at them. They've still
But-
got 4 ships going to the edge of the map.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, okay.
Stalingrad shots coming in on the Clausewitz broadside. Solid hit. Already chunking Ayase's Haberovs down. Three and a half minutes in. RB still down a ship here as Yakeus is disconnected. The Delny, as Dog Punch moving through A, capping A, now spotted on the surface by Angel Sama over on the 1 line. And here comes the Yodo guns. Dog Punch now realizing what he's up against. He's up against a tandem tag team. He is not going to hang out for any of that.
No. On the other flank, Delny detected, and they see that RB has a Z52 and Yodo over on this flank.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm Yodo, I might just turn and charge. I don't know.
Yuli Stalingrad now caught on the Salem radar. If I'm the Clausewitz, if I'm Renown, I'm looking for the opportunity to get HE shells over the island and get this Stalingrad set on fire. He's going to lose it, though, as the radar drops him.
Mm-hmm.
Big, heavy-duty push on the 9-10 line for RB, who is still missing a player. Yakeus' Luciu never having loaded into the game.
As you know, if you crash, sometimes you're able to start the game up and it will take you right into the battle. And sometimes it'll be like, nope.
LOL,
you're
nope.
just going back to port.
Yep.
And then it
LOL,
says
nope.
you didn't participate and you're penalized.
Well, but this is a training room, so at least you won't have that problem.
Right.
Colombo salvo landing on Revenge, but true to form, not much landing there. Revenge turning out of it.
Yeah, Revenge made that hard.
Oh,
52. What happened to 52
Z52?
torpedoes?
He took 2 torpedoes. 2 Delny torpedoes, no less.
Imagine having Hydro and a destroyer and taking torpedoes. That Hydro is available.
He could have had the Hydro up, too.
Yes.
Big mistake from
Now,
Angel Sama.
This is the true COTS maneuver, y'all. We always say you don't press the Hydro button until you see the first torpedo. Then you press it when you're like, oh yeah, I have this thing. Angel Sama obviously knows there's no point in using Hydro because
he just took the torpedoes, yeah.
But he's got Adrenaline Rush, so there's that.
Haba and Regulo over here just merrily farming the health off the Bergonia. Stalingrad radar going up just for info. That just provides them the location on the Salem. Doesn't show them where the Clausewitz and the Druid are on the 10 line. Dog Punch's Delny still dodging Yodo torpedoes over here on the edge of the map. What is Yodo's stealth? Man, I can't believe how close they are. There we go. You can spot the Yodo now. Uh-oh. Nope, Dog Punch is okay.
I think the bigger issue is the fact that the Yodo breaks with like everything. And look at that. 2 torpedo tubes down from the first hit from the Tromp.
Yeah. Trump guns going in as now the Delny opens fire. Yodo's going to have to pick a target. He can't fire at everybody. Hal Liu cutting across the middle of the board as well. And where are 8952's turrets looking?
Oh, I'm sure he's salivating already.
Yep, he's looking to port. Waiting for the shot on the Yodo. Waiting to clear the island. They're in a 4. They know they've got these guys 4v2 over here and that the Z52 is very low. Here comes the AP salvo off the Colombo. Big hits. Big hits on Lemon.
The Yodo is made of paper folded 1,000 times.
It's made of tissue paper, paper mache, and hope.
And he's all out of all.
And he's all out of hope.
Oh well.
Well, Lemon's Yodo becomes the first casualty here of Game 3 as ELSR pushing forward, realizing that Angel Sama's on just a sliver of health. Salem cutting through the middle of the board. Got Colombo on radar. 8952 getting his turrets turned, I suppose. No, he's just going to turn the whole hull. Faster, simpler.
Might as well. Now remember, he does have the 360-degree turrets in the rear, so
That's true, and it makes it
comfortable.
Makes it more comfortable to just turn the whole hull. Makes it faster.
Mm-hmm.
Stalingrad maybe looking for the Salem here.
Salem hoping to use the final torpedo, I think.
He's going to get the chance unless the Depth Strike comes in.
That hurt.
Nope. Colombo's stern turrets alone seal the deal. And with just like that, with 10 seconds to go, that's the game.
Would you like to revisit the Colombo decision?
No, I wouldn't.
Although it doesn't matter either
Although
way.
I will say this. I mean, so I have for years watched this event and watched, frankly, master battleship players far better than I will ever be at the class teach me things about battleship. I will be happy to keep watching 8952 play Colombo if it helps me learn the ship better.
Fair enough.
I feel like RB kind of got hosed that game, Zath. I mean, getting stuck with the training room issues and everything else, they never really had a chance to flex, to show up in game 3. Feels kind of bad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Crashes, disconnects are a thing. It can happen. It sucks it happens in a tournament. But at least it's a double elimination, so they'll have another chance, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're not out of the tournament, not by long shot. But it is unfortunate that it came to that.
Right.
Well, we will be seeing.
Congratulations.
Go.
Congratulations to ELSR for winning that 2-1.
Yep, they win. We will be seeing them again later in the event. We'll be casting ELSR versus someone else as our last series of the day, so it'll be good. It will be a good opportunity to see them again. In the meantime, Zath, let us follow the official cast as we head over to KSC versus CL.
Right.
Who should be done with all of their map picks. They were doing that while we were playing. So, we have a map rotation.
Okay. Yes, we do.
Hey, look, we're going to see Hotspot again. I am shocked.
I have a feeling this is going to be one of those favorite maps for this tournament.
All right, let's have a look at KSC and CL. KSC didn't want to play Riposte. CL didn't want to play Shatter. Shatter has been getting banned quite regularly. This is literally the same map rotation we just played.
Kind of made it easy.
Kind of made it easy. All right, guys, there's our next series. Now, this will be KSC NCL's first game of the day. Both of them fell into this bracket yesterday, having we're now in the losers bracket. The teams that were not the 1 or the 2 seed out of their respective regions yesterday. KSC came out of, I think, NA as the 3 seed. Yes, as the 3 seed. And this is CL is Asia or CN? CL is CN. This is the CN.
Yeah, it's a Chinese team.
Okay, this is the China 4 seed. Clonad went 0-2, went out 0-2 yesterday, so they are the 4 seed out of China.
Yes, they've got Tama Mono Mai and a whole bunch of replacements.
Oh, oh yeah. I guess I could update that screen. I like it when you remind me of this stuff.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Exactly. That's what friends are for. There we go.
I almost broke into song there.
Oh my goodness gracious. So okay, so that's right. Rain 1. So we're going to be bringing you Rain and ELSR as our last match of the day. So I can go ahead and write that down because that's going to be well. I'll wait because if this one doesn't go 3 games, then we might squeeze another game 3 in there. But our last match of the day will be Rain and ELSR. We'll be seeing those guys again.
Well, I'm almost afraid if it goes to 3 games again.
I hope it does. I hope it does. I will always cheer for 3 games, Zap. Always. Like that's the 3 or 5, right? Depending on the series. That's the dream. It's always the dream.
Except for that one tournament we did a while back that at least I did, where it was best of 7. Yeah, I didn't want it to go 7.
That's awkward. That's super awkward.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That hurts.
It's like, all right, guys, here we go. Best of 7. Like, did I read that right in the
Wait,
rules?
what?
7?
Hashtag confused screaming.
They ended up playing 4 battles and it was done. So
Okay, there you go. I'm going to step away real fast and get some water. Reminder, if you are watching on my stream, there's probably a giveaway running in my Discord right now. My mods have been doing a really good job of just kicking those off once a game has ended on stream. And by the time you're hearing my voice speak about this, the game is over. My chat before the game, Zath, I've been asked to make sure that I pass these comments on to you. Let's see. Basically was saying, Xander basically said that he's like, I think these guys are better than the official stream, and he got a whole bunch of yeses, right? A whole bunch of basically like, yep, a whole bunch of, people agreeing with you. One of the guys who had found me on YouTube recently and has been kind of watching me on Twitch and YouTube said, this is the first time I've ever watched any of this sort of thing live, and he's not impressed with wargaming so far.
I mean, we can't control that.
It's not my thing. He says, another one says, this is the OG team. When they quit casting, I'll stop watching. So,
I mean, the thought has come up, but we do our best to keep it going, okay? Let's just put it that way.
There have been conversations, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no decisions made as yet. Okay, they're starting to show up. I'm going to go refill my water while I got time. Be right back.
Sure. But y'all, comments like that is what keeps us going. It's what keeps us happy to stream and to cast. And I have a feeling there's going to be more frustration coming. Maybe not this weekend, most likely next weekend. Bear with it. We'll bear with it as best as we can. Please be flexible if we get told to condense at some point again, and I don't know, I have to pull up Raptors game feed somehow, or vice versa. We'll figure out the technical. We'll do the best to get you the content. And frankly, if it turns into one camera and we have to watch it, fine. The important thing is y'all are here. We're here. We're talking about the game that we all love, and that's what at the end of the day matters the most. So, huge heartfelt thanks to all of you for tuning in and being here.
Well, and I will say this. After today, if no one else does, I'm going to start a very serious conversation in the streamer channel on the WMI Discord about, okay, guys, what is the plan for next weekend? Because there doesn't seem to have been a solid plan for how to handle this today. Fine. First time for everything, but this is going to happen again, right? Question mark. So, what's the plan? My chat says, main lesson about Colombo from this game, start with your team up one ship.
Would that Lucian have mattered?
It's hard. It depends on where they would have sent him, Zath, and that's the question we can't answer. Was he supposed to go with the pack to the 10 line or the pack to the 1 line? I can't answer that question. I think, replaying the game in my head, I think he would have been best served had he gone with the pack to the 1 line. But I don't know that's where they meant to deploy him. I just don't know. Now, one thing that we didn't really talk about, but I watched unfold that I really liked, Zath, was ELSR's mid-battleship, right? They kept the Colombo in mid with range mod and spotter plane, so basically he's able to kind of work the center of the map, and he can shoot wherever he needs to shoot. You get guys in the 1 line, I got shots on that. You got guys in the 10 line, I got shots on that. And
if
I like
saw
that.
His positioning, sorry to cut you off there.
No, go.
If you saw his positioning, he was pointed north pretty much the whole time. And because of those 360-degree turrets, you can go either way.
Yeah.
Really quickly and efficiently. He played it very much like you would play a Lenin in that position.
So,
It's cool.
I think there's a part of me that wonders, and I'd actually be curious to ask 8952 this question. Is the choice of Colombo more about the ability to position and have those quick turret traverses to wherever you need shots versus some acknowledgement of the ship being like decent or better than the alternative? I don't know, but I have a sneaking suspicion that they wanted a central battleship, and Colombo fits the bill best for what they're trying to get out of that central battleship.
Right, exactly.
It's like when I play, when I end up driving the American battleships, right? If I'm in a Vermont, let's say, or Minnesota, I like to play mid. I like to take that battleship and hang in the middle of the map, just like we saw 8952 do, because I have plenty of range. I'm not getting anywhere quick, but I can take shots. I have opportunistic shots from almost anywhere from the center of the map. Everybody's here. Everybody's ready. I think we're going to be going on soon. Well, okay. Everybody was almost ready. Now they're good. Oh, who's Who's the alpha spawn for this game?
Alpha spawn is CL.
Thank you. I was going to.
So we will reverse.
All right. So we'll start with reverse.
I always just look at the training room. It's just easiest to look in the training room.
Oh yeah, I write it down so I know in advance.
And then they change it on you, and
yeah, I know, right? Actually, CL was the alpha spawn for all 3 games, so we're using the reverse for all 3 games, so that's easy.
As we did yesterday.
Almost all yesterday.
All right, y'all, here we go. Reverse.
Yes, indeed. Let's go, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to the second series of the day. Let's take a look at CL versus KSC here as we zone into Sleeping Giant. CL in the green here on the north side, bringing a Grozovoy named Yudachi. That's going to mess me up. We have another Lushun. We're seeing a lot of these. Lillian Lushun running Dazzle. Double Destroyer there. 5 cruisers for CL. Prince Morris here in a reload build Goliath. A little surprised to see that. Peter Pan's reload and reload radar Manitar. Xbox's Clausewitz, a little gun reload, a little top grade gunner. Tamamono's Jinan, range and a little bit of torpedo flavor. And Alicat's Moskva, the most expensive ship on the team, running unique upgrade and top grade gunner. Zath, what's KSC fielding?
Yep. Over to the south, KSC also has 2 destroyers. They've got Hatake Hiyoshi in a Lucian with also Dazzle. I guess they feel like Dazzle works well because of the extra little boost and, harder to hit for the first, 8 seconds, whatever it is?
15 seconds.
It got buffed recently.
Yes.
But if you ask me, it still needs to be buffed a little further to be competitive, but we'll see what happens. Raiden Shogun P, RPR in the Holland with the torpedo build. We've got Unforgivable Wee in a Venezia with radiolocation, so I would expect him to be going all the way out to the 1 line. King Viper in a Schlieffen. This is our first time seeing a Schlieffen in this tournament. Worth 23 points, but tied in points with the Petropavlovsk. Our first time seeing a Petropavlovsk in this tournament as well. This is Kari Wanatabe's Petra with unique upgrades. So 1 less charge of every consumable.
In exchange for really solid AP.
Right, and 1 less radar, exactly. Now, because those ships are so expensive, we see Quicksilver Lash in a Jinan with range build and a Yoshino that's its blitz with torpedo stuff, basically.
I'm excited to see the Yoshino, Zath. We talked a little yesterday about how I think Yoshino is kind of undervalued, perhaps, in this format, given as good as those guns are and as good as that ship is, just because the hull is a little weak. She doesn't have some of the utility that other other ships, other tier 10 cruisers do, but I still like her.
Yeah, I think of this format, she's fine because, frankly, there's not as much battleship to worry about, right? Since it's more of a cruiser-heavy dominated era, and Yoshino's guns are you don't forget about those guns. They are quite spicy at 310 millimeter. They got really good AP pen when you need it the most against mostly cruisers, so it fits.
Now, KSC going for an early push towards mid. Hitaki's Lu Xun's going to grab A, more or less uncontested unless the Moskva radar comes up to push him out, which Alley Cat's going to be in a position to do that here in a moment. Akari's Petro taking some damage, taking some HE damage from Xbox's Clausewitz, pushing through to that channel. You can now see the Jinan and the Minotaur on the edge of the map as Quicksilver is going to take some punishment here, making this turn to the south.
Yeah, there's the Inky, but it's a little late. He's already got his heel going, knowing he's going to need that.
Yep. The lack of utility over here may hurt them a little bit because the Jinan and the Yoshino are basically meant to try to hold back this push. But it's going to be tough. They're outnumbered 2-1.
Yep. Akari is the linchpin for KSC over here. He's got to take advantage of the broadsides on the Minotaur and the Jinan. But he's being forced forward partly because of the Clausewitz's shots. And I think partly because of the fear of all the torpedoes from 2 destroyers.
Which none of them are actually landing his way. They're really focusing Quicksilver here. It's the right play. The Clausewitz. The Clausewitz dunks him from, what's the range there? 20? Just under 20.
19 and change.
19 and change. Just under 20. Dunked by Clausewitz AP. Nice shot from Xbox. Now
Fantastic shot there.
Now it's a 4-on-1.
Yeah, and at this point, everybody's just opening up. Blitz is tasting the rainbow, and that will be a done deal.
It's going to take him some time, though. It's not going to be quick. Yoshino's got 20 seconds of this heel going. Now, if I'm this Yoshino, I guess what I'm sitting here wondering is if I'm this Yoshino, what do I do? Oh, big hits from the Petro.
That's what the Petro needs to do.
Petro speaks. Minotaur feels the pain as there's the Yoshino AP coming in from the other angle. Minotaur finally is going to have to go dark back here. Great coordination. Look at these two. Look at the Jinan and the Minotaur. It's like swanning around together. Brilliant.
Yep.
More AP coming in. Got him!
That does it. Yep.
All right.
And that was just the one butt turret from Blitz.
That's a big kill. KSC needed that.
Well, and you see KSC has actually rotated around their Lucian and Venezia, which makes sense because, hey, 2 destroyers are here. Oh, that's both their destroyers. What kills destroyers? Venezia.
Yep. Well, and the Lucian over here to spot, perhaps. Now, Blitz is about to run out of territory. But I got to say, if I'm Blitz at this point, I probably go ahead and just turn and let him have all the guns and start murdering these destroyers with my HE. Yoshino's HE slaps.
Absolutely.
Like, it'll crush these guys.
It's got pretty good side armor, so hey. And you know what? The superstructure is saturated, so less damage from HE shells.
There we go. HE. There's a big 8. He's going to feel that. Yep. No, not as big a hit as I was expecting.
No. And Blitz is opting to slide along the border.
Yeah, this border humping is only going to work for a little while. Good players know how to deal with this.
Look at Xbox Series X moving his Clausewitz up.
He's got his heel going. Here comes the Venezia salvo. First Venezia salvo coming in on Udachi now. Bam. Right through the nose and the Lucian. And so now the Grozavoy and the Lucian may be having overextended a little bit. Going to have to smoke. Now they don't have any way to spot through this smoke.
That's where the Lucian comes in handy. He's got the Hydro. And look at the border of that Hydro. It's getting close. That circle is approaching. Fight goes on.
Blitz is not gonna live that long. It's taken them a long time to burn down this Yudachi. I'm sorry, burn down this Yoshino.
The Yoshino. Yeah, the decision to go on the border there, I think that kind of sealed it for him. I agree with you.
I wouldn't have done it.
Seen him turn.
Yeah.
And just say, all right.
He would have been better served to turn and cut back towards the east, I think, and continue fighting. All right, Venezia Salvo coming in to try and dunk Lily's Lushun here. Does he land it? Not as big a chunk as he wanted.
No.
Hataki's Lushun is not going to survive this 3-on-1.
No, it's actually 4. Clausewitz is also speaking.
Oh yeah. I liked bringing the Lushun over there, but it's you have to be cautious with the Lushun, right? It can't take focus fire, and you know that focus fire is going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like it was just it's one of those where, in their mind they know what they want to happen, they just couldn't execute it at the right timing. Which happens. Down
2 ships, KSE's got to make some plays. We're seeing King Vipers Schlieffen charging Ali's Moskva here. Just waiting for the torpedoes to come in. Surprise! There they go. I was like, surprised they haven't already.
At Moskva, King Viper paid a good amount of HP for that, though.
Akari's also in trouble here as Xbox's Clausewitz is going to come around the corner. Oh my goodness, they're going to get to Janan right here, Zach. Check it out. Going out.
Yep,
bam.
Bam.
And just like that, Akari possibly able to deal with, going to get the guns around and try to deal with the Clausewitz in his face. We know the torpedo charge is coming. Very, very aggressive play here from CL Zath.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I do too. At the moment, though, because they've held all these caps for so long, KSC has a 250-point lead. Can the Petro survive this torpedo charge or at least trade? Doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Not going to trade, that's for sure.
Nope. Going out right there.
So we've got a Schlieffen that's near dead. King Viper has 15 seconds to heal.
He's got a couple more heals to go. Yep.
And we got a Venezia that, I mean, he's still alive, but doesn't have hydro to detect Lushun's deep water torpedoes.
Teams are really spread all over the board. The Lushun is going to step onto C here in a minute. That's going to allow CL to start closing the gap. KSC is down a ship. Venezia continuing to engage Clausewitz here. No, they can't. He can't see the Clausewitz right now.
No, he can't. But the Clausewitz is rotating guns.
Ooh.
There's the shot. Brilliant guesswork there.
Yeah, we took a blind shot and managed to get a reset and a decent little hit there on Lily.
Mm-hmm.
If you're KSC, Zath, how do you try to seal the deal here?
How do you do it?
Yeah. It's got to be a way.
You bring everybody south. You forget about the Goliath. There's no point in chasing a Goliath.
Well,
you go south. You hammer whatever's out there. King Viper is about to be detected. There he goes. The problem is the Lucian. You gotta turn north now in that Venezia and get within spotting range. But then you're showing broadside to the Clausewitz. So good luck.
Well, Venezia already showing that as he fires in the smoke. SAP going in, a little bit of chip damage on the Clausewitz, nothing exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Schlieffen now into a gunfight with the Grozavoy? Man, if you're a destroyer, why would you accept this fight?
To me, I'm curious, too, why King Viper is turning into the Thunderdome.
Yeah. Schlieffen's secondaries will absolutely make a mincemeat of most destroyers. I don't know why you would open up, why you would even take the risk. Lily's taking a big risk right here. It might work, but it might not. Yeah, some chunk damage. Viper, I think, is trying to get to cover. I think. Or block LOS or something.
Well, technically, they win first. So
they do. If he can just live, they'll win in 90 seconds. Venezia Salvo finally dunking Lily there.
How many times have you played a competitive event and said, just live and watch as one person dies and then another dies, and then suddenly we need a kill and we can't find it.
60 seconds now. 60 seconds to a KSC win here in game 1. And it's going to require Yudachi's Grozavoy to step onto A to pull it to stop the bleeding.
And King Viper has no more heals.
He doesn't have heals, but what he does have is Hydro. So it's going to be a question of where Yudachi steps into the cap, because they're bringing the Holland back as well.
Yep.
Grozavoy's going to have time.
Too.
Yep, Grozavoy's going to have time. He's got 30 seconds to get into this cap. He's going to be there in about 8 or 10 here. So, going to be able to pull it off. It's a question of where does he go from there? Does he sail deep enough into the cap to stumble into the Schlieffen Hydro? He's about to. When he does, the Venezia will have salvos on him. Right there. There it is. Congratulations, you've been spotted now, but they've got 50 seconds to do something about this. KSC stopped at 987 points. If they kill the Grozavoy, they win. If the Grozavoy leaves the cap, they win. Big hits on the Clausewitz there. King Viper getting those for free. More SAP falling in on Yudachi's Grozavoy. Not good enough. 26 seconds now to a CL win in game 1. Nope. Viper blows that salvo into the mountain. Can't even get his bow turrets over. Yep. 979, 982. They're going to be able to reset Yudachi, but they're not. I don't like where I got to say, Zach, part of me doesn't like that the Holland bailed. I feel like they needed Raiden in mid to help murder the Grozavoy, and there it is. Man.
Well, that was, go back to, and look at the score, 1,987.
Yeah.
That's how close this was.
Yeah.
But it goes back to when you said, how does KSC bring, I said, bring everybody down.
And the Holland.
Don't screw around.
Yeah. KSC with a shot, not able to close the deal here, getting all the way to 987, but falling short.
That's right. Let's update our scores and stuffs and get back to the tournament. Look at what's going on outside. Put your head up, look around for a bit. VOR taking a game off of Shaft already.
Okay.
That's the only score we have.
Okay. All right. Well, game 1 in the books. Let's see how KSC comes at this in game 2. As, hey, guess what, Zath? We're going back to Hotspot.
Yay, Hotspot.
Feels like nobody wants to play half the maps in this rotation. I don't understand.
I just want to take a quick moment, if you don't mind, and shout out the people on the DevStrike forums. They are good people. When Wargaming removed the forums, they said we're going to band together and create our own.
Yes.
And that would be devstrike.net. And they have just now said that they are going to highlight our speedrun event for the rest of the month.
Outstanding. So, I just discovered that place existed yesterday. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know how I found out? They came and donated $500. And I was like,
they're good people. They're good
badass. Look at this for a thing I didn't even know existed. And you know what else I was excited about was to discover that they had done a great job of preserving Mouse's review section. She has a whole section of the forum, all her reviews, all the work she's put in, it's all there. And I was like, oh.
Yes.
So we had, last night while I was doing my speed run, working on that stream, somebody came in and that was when the donation came in. And I was like, $500, holy crap. And it was like, it was literally listed as being from devstrike.net. I was like, who is devstrike.net? Wait, there are forums? This is a thing? I had no idea. Yeah. This is awesome.
I thought you knew. I'm sorry.
No, I had no idea.
It's a great place, very vibrant. A lot of the forumites that we all knew and loved from the original forums had just moved over, and you know, they're having their discussions, their chatters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really good stuff.
Yeah, trust me, I'm gonna be checking it out now that I know it exists. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah.
And I guess my thing is also, you know, how would without the forums, the official forums, with the official forums gone, how do you get the word out that there's a replacement for it? That's challenging, I think. So
Well, and from an official standpoint, you don't want to funnel people to an unofficial site.
Wargaming's not going to go for that, so you have to spread word some other way.
Right. I mean, Wargaming does the same thing with Reddit. They don't go and say, hey, whatever.
Exactly.
And let's be real, historically speaking, their little forays into, Reddit caused some problems and some good things too, but a lot of problems as well.
Very, very rocky, very up and down.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can totally understand why they're like, no, we're not going to deal with that.
Yep. So can I. 100%.
Other scores coming in, Them is up 1 over Bonks. RSTC is up 1 over TSYM. And we said Vor 1 over Shaft, so.
Okay, yeah, let's have a peek here. Boop.
All right, they said they're starting no longer than 46 after. If you don't mind, Raptor, I'm going to use this opportunity to go hit the head for a moment.
Go right ahead. I will. You entertained them earlier. I will take care of it while you do that. Go right ahead.
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Yep. So we were looking at some other scores. Unlike day 1 or day 2 of King of the Sea, right, where we've got all kinds of games, we can sit here and talk about other actions and other result. There's only 3 other games going on, and at the moment, 3 other matches going on. At the moment, they're all in between games, so there's not a whole lot to talk about necessarily in that regard. I'd say what I will do while we're sitting here in between games, the teams are swapping around, getting ready for their next game. We've got about 5 minutes. If you need a break, now's the time. Obviously, there's no game action going on. But if you're still with us, Zath and I are participating this month in an event that you may or may not be familiar with. We are doing a speed run for charity with some other streamers. Only Smed over on Twitch and Admiral Revan over on Twitch. All of us doing like a competitive speed run to tier 10 on fresh accounts to raise money for Stack Up. Stack Up is a charity that raises money to provide games, game drops, video games and board games and all tabletop games and stuff to both troops deployed forward, Allied and American troops deployed in the field, or to veterans organizations at home, so that those guys have some games to play and can build that sense of community that we all get from gaming. And a lot of veterans really need that help in their lives, and it's awesome that there's organizations out there that support them in that endeavor. So Zath and I sort of brainstormed this idea, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, but he's basically taken it, run with it, put the whole thing together, recruited a team, worked with Stack Up, got it set up, worked with Wargaming, got some free loot for us to give out, and we started that event 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm having a blast with it. So hopefully...
And a huge thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, huge thanks to Wargaming for supporting us on this.
Absolutely. And so hopefully, when we're done with tournament casting today, presumably, Zath, you're going to keep going, doing some stuff, yes, in that regard?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and thanks to you, I have some ships to regrind.
You do. And so you've got some work to do there. And then I'm going to take, when we're done here, with the tournament today, I'm going to take a break for 5 or 6 hours. I'm going to be back this evening, probably around 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time. I did that last night. It worked very well. Everybody had a blast. And they were like, when are you going to be doing this tomorrow? And I was like, same time, I guess. So that's my plan. I'll be back this evening for 3 or 4 hours to do some more speed run grinding. The bot smashing, Zath, was hilarious. Absolutely
Clubbing
comical.
for charity.
Clubbing
for
seal
charity.
Seal clubbing for charity. And it was, I kept telling guys, I was like, I'm grinding a destroyer line like you were, right? So I'm driving my destroyer around. I'm just like, the beauty of fighting a whole team of bots is, they can't hit you. And they don't view you as a threat, really, half the time. So you just sail right up to them, merrily torpedo them, sail right up to them, merrily torpedo them. Like, it was just so easy to rack up 6 or 7 kills. I had a game with 7 kills and 6 dev strikes. It was ridiculous. I was like, this is so stupid.
And so that's why when we were discussing, when you used a, sell all ships and reset the line.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, okay, well, there's no way to get rid of the XP, so do I just rebuy the ship and blow the credits, essentially? Which obviously slows me down when I get to tier 8.
Yeah.
Or do I have to go Senti did a fantastic... I didn't even think about, okay, well, just manually do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. You don't have to twist my arm to get me to go back to tier 1, 2, 3, 4. Because now I can put captains on my ships too.
Now, what do you mean Cinti made... Now, okay, now help me understand. The whole point is selling the line back. When we were originally testing this idea, or floating this idea, the thought was it would throw you back and you'd have to regrind. But the game doesn't work that way, right?
So I didn't even think like, okay, well, let's just say, all right, I need 300 XP to go to the next ship. Fine, I got to go back and get that 300 XP. It didn't even cross my mind to think of it like that.
Yeah.
It's the first time we're doing this.
Exactly. So yeah, it's going to be, it's been a lot of fun so far. I'm sure the fun is going to continue. You've got a couple of rough grinds in front of you. I've got a couple of rough grinds in front of me with the lines that I'm working on. One of your viewers loves you so much, he's forcing you to play British submarines.
Yes. Thank you so much, viewer, for that.
I'm not going to name and shame Zath. That's your job.
And one of your viewers loves me so much that he's preventing me from playing my favorite line.
Which is? Well,
it's my second favorite.
Oh,
line.
you're the Japanese gunboats.
Yeah, right.
That's the only line they banned for you, apparently.
So, yeah, I was surprised about that.
I had a lot of folks come in and ban lines for me. Some people banned stuff that I might have played, and then some people banned stuff just because they didn't want me to suffer, which was polite. That was very nice of them.
Yeah, you have so nice viewers. Really, they're
do.
like, okay, Raptor, what do you hate? All right, we're gonna ban that and just say you can't do that.
Literally, I had people.
German carriers.
Yes, they were like, "What do you not want to play?" I was like, "I really don't like the German and Russian carriers." They were like, "Okay, we got you, fam. Here's money. Don't play those." I was like, "This is awesome. You guys are fantastic."
Meanwhile, on mine, it's like, "Yo, Zath, suffer."
Zath is like, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Hey, at the end of the day, it's all for a good cause.
It's for a great cause. It's for a great cause. And I don't know about you, I've had people come in and just be like, "You're raising money. Here you go." They're not even asking for anything. They're not doing anything on the list. They're just donating, which I think is awesome.
Yeah. Yep. And it's been a great experience.
It's been. I'm having a blast.
Hopefully we can continue it. I'm looking forward to it. We're going until Monday, Memorial Day.
Yes.
So we've got a couple weeks to play around and derp around at low tiers and stuff. So
you do.
Teams are ready, by the way.
My Memorial Day is full, so I am gonna have to. Hang on a minute. Let's just go ahead. Oh, all right, it's gonna go ahead. That's gonna work. I'm gonna end up having to stop a little early, but that's fine. We'll see where I get to.
It's fine.
It's good times. All right, teams are here. Teams are ready, guys. We should be dropping in just a few moments. Mods are trying to get this game off. I mean, the refs, I should say, are trying to get this game off the ground. KSC desperately needs a win here as we head into Hotspot. They brought a Petro last game, and it didn't pan out for them. So I'm curious to see if they go with another flagship or not. What does that mean when the lights behind you go off?
So that's what happens when somebody follows or subscribes, cheers, raids, all that kind of stuff. So it's in reaction to that. Now, because of the 5-minute delay, the person is doing it thinking that it's 5 minutes.
It was a while ago, yeah. The delay kind of hoses you in this event.
Yeah, it's kind of fun actually with the rerun because I leave that running overnight, and so people will like just tune in just to play with the lights. So hey, whatever, I don't mind. It's fun, you know.
So funny, so
there they go again.
Hey. Whatever works, baby. All right, KSC says they're ready. I'm betting Frice will push the button here in just a moment.
Also a fun way to grab my attention because I'll be up here working and then the lights will flash. I'm like, hey, what just happened?
Yes.
So it's fun. KSC is saying that they are ready. CL is ready. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
so we're just waiting on them to push the button, basically.
Meanwhile, flagship status, KSC still has at least one flagship of each type available.
Okay, good to know.
And CL has even more availability.
Has CL used any flagships at all?
Two.
They've
used Patrie and Napoli.
Okay.
Which ironically KSC hasn't used yet. KSC has used Petro, we saw, Annapolis, and Conde.
Once each.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, we're waiting on the official cast to give the go-ahead.
Always waiting on those guys. They're so slow.
It's one of the reasons why we typically try to avoid casting the same games because we know that they are going to be slower.
That's true. That's true.
Whatever, it's fine.
They do a lot more. I mean, they do a lot more analysis in between games because they have different people. Usually you have different people calling the game that are working the desk so that everybody gets little breaks, which is really nice, by the way. Unfortunately, when we do this ourselves, we wouldn't know what that's like. So
no. We could be showing you guys some of the other replay renders now that that's available. The problem is that by the time we get that up and running, the game typically starts or it's just about to start. So it's like, all right, let's dig into this. Oh, we can't. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
halfway through. Oh, I heard the game drop. So.
Yep, exactly.
And you all saw the game. There's no point in playing the same render.
Showing you a replay of the game you just watched feels silly because it's like you just watched it. You don't need me to show it to you again.
Watch it again.
I could, but what's the point?
See, what do we have to look at? TSY, them versus Bonks on repost. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to download that and put it up for right now because who knows how long this is going to take.
What are you looking for?
I just grabbed a replay render of them versus Bonks. I'm just going to put it up so people have something to look at.
Hey, the game dropped.
See what I was talking about,
it's
y'all?
It's almost like you predicted it, Zath.
All of this has happened before,
and all of it will happen
again.
again. Exactly right. Exactly right. All right, Zath, let's get into hotspot here.
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 of CL and KSC here. Day 2 of Warship Masters International 2024. I'm a decade off. My bad. All right. I know. My brain's all over the place today. Let's have a look at the CL lineup here in green. North side, we got a Kleber. A little bit of gun reload. Not running unique upgrade. Anything fancy there. A Druid. And the ever-present Lushun. We seem to keep getting lots of these over the course of this event because they're cheap. Speaking of cheap, let's look over Peter's Janan going for gun range here. Not a torpedo build this time, which makes sense for hotspot. Typically bad torpedo angles on this map. Xbox sticking with the Clausewitz. Same build as last game, looking solid. Tamamoto in a Manitar. Love that. And Alleycat now moving up to a Clausewitz as well. What is KSC doing on the south spawn, Zath?
So KSC in the south spawn is bringing 3 destroyers. They have Ataka Hiyoshi in a Lushun, Raiden Shogun in a Holland. Now this is a unique upgrade Holland, which means that he gets extra heal, makes him very tankier, much tankier on the battlefield. We've got I'm Curious Jorg, probably George. With a Lushun. And it's just funny because of anyway, so we've got Warped Chaos in a Moskva. So the team betting it all on that ship with 24 points. Almost a quarter of points going to that. Wow. Unforgivable We once again in the Venezia. King Viper in the Henri. And we have Akari Watanabe in the Castilla heading towards the western flanks.
Quick look at early deployments here. 4 ships going west for KSC versus 3 that are going to lurk near the sea cap. Minotaur Janan headed to the 910 line, mirrored by Venezia. 4 ships, Clausewitz, Kleber, double Clausewitz, Lushun, and Kleber headed to A4 CL.
Lushun's a really strong pick on this map because of that Hydro. It can help you lock down C. Yeah. But interesting that CL is not interested in using that kind of play.
Warped Chaos is going to set up here initially kind of on the bottom end of this island, but I think that once they realize what they're up against over here on the 910 line, he's going to have to slide forward, probably over to the 9 line, over to this little cove thing at the end of the island to be able to support his teammate. Personal opinion. Druid, just a little late to get into the cap, but enough to block Lushun from finishing up the C cap. Hydro doesn't reach that far.
Honestly, this is one of those things where I think actually it makes sense. So by doing this, I talk about this a lot when I do replay analysis and I talk about randoms. By doing this, Curious George is incentivized to stay in the cap, right? Because he's got all the the point gain on it. So that effectively holds him in position. And the Druid is in a great spot. He can just go forward if he needs to, back up around the island. He doesn't care.
Ordinarily, you might see a destroyer stern in this position, but if you're a Druid, that's suboptimal because all of your guns are on the front. Each team grabbing a cap early. CL just a hair faster, so they have about a 15-point lead here in the early going. Now, KSC has brought 4 ships to the B cap, but the Holly and the Lushun have both kind of slowed down. They're sort of just lurking around. I think, presumably, they're waiting for these cruisers to be in the correct position before they make a play, whatever that play happens to be.
Oh, remember my comment last game, right? It's not just about the positioning, it's also about the timing. And you got to figure, how can we get everything to work before we go? So, I like that.
The 9-10 line, very static. Moskva chilling, Venezia not pushing. Lushun and Druid staring at each other angrily across the cap. Finally catch a glimpse of Xbox's Clausewitz.
And you can see how far back Warped Chaos is in the Moskva. He knows if he goes too far forward, he'll just take torpedoes, he'll take all the guns. So he's in position to just support his teammate. Now, he could radar at sea just to get an idea of what destroyer that is, but at this point, they probably figure it's going to be the Druid.
Viper and Xbox trading long-range salvos. Viper had AP in the barrel. Doesn't get much out of it at that range. A little surprising. Typically, German cruisers don't like long-range plunging fire. Whole lot of angry torpedoes expended along the 9-10 line for no gain, as now CL looks like they're going to try and push the issue. They're bringing Tamamoto's Minotaur in. Moskva radar going up now. They know where the Druid is. They might yet catch a glimpse of the Minnow.
Well, the Druid, I'm sure, says radar, but the Minnow hasn't reacted. So,
there.
Okay.
They just now catch a glimpse of the Minnow. They know where he's at. Venezia salvo coming in for the Druid. Nothing doing. Going to move up and dodge most of it.
Okay, well, now they know the Moskva is definitely over there for KSC, so okay, information that way.
Zath, if you're George, you see the Minotaur lurking. You suspect this is going to be a thing. What do? Do you stay here?
Oh.
They got a pretty
Venezia
solid...
did get a nice slap, yeah.
Yep, finally got a good salvo on the Druid. Migod has to put up one of his heels.
If I'm the Lushun and I know there's a Minotaur that's fixing to possibly come in, I'm probably going to start rotating my ship a bit so that I can just hit W and run straight south. As a matter of fact, look at CL rotating their Lucian in from the middle.
I like
He's about to possibly run into the other Lucian for KSC. We might have a Lucian standoff.
I like it. Well, it's not just the Lucian they're bringing. He's backed up by the Kleber as well, who's spotted. They can see Lily right in the middle of the board. Hataki's got him squarely lit on the surface.
There's the radar from the Minotaur.
Yep. Minnow radar coming up now. And they can see Udachi as well. They catch a glimpse there, so now they can see both of these destroyers. They know what's being attempted. KSC susses it out a little early. And so Curious George is like, no, this isn't going to... I'm not losing my ship for this. We are out of here. Udachi taking
losing their ship for this.
Yeah, Udachi taking a ton of punishment here. They've got to kill him, though. If he lives, he's like a cockroach. He'll just come back.
He's on fire. He has a DCP available. There it is right there. He goes dark.
Big hits from the Moskva. Oh, they're still fishing. They know he's there as Hataki's now starting to get low. They got a fire. He's lit. There he goes.
There it is.
First blood going to KSC here.
Can Hatake get out? Fortunately for him, the Kleber has gone into the channel.
Colbert ducks the island, and Hatake is going to get to make full use of his long and slow heal off his Lushun.
That's right.
They do surrender the cap, however, so despite being up a ship, KSC will shortly be upside down on points. Viper finding himself in a duel with Ali's Clausewitz over on the 1-3 line as the Castilla. Akari has kind of just set up shop. I'm surprised to see this, taking long-range shots at Xbox.
Well, I think that Castilla was originally brought in like that so that he could help kill the destroyers in the middle. And now that that's done, obviously he's out of position to help King Viper. Okay, well, who can I shoot? So, makes sense.
Now, Xbox he's getting Moskva AP on his broadside as well. Yeah, he felt that. 8K there as more starts to fall in.
Yeah, Warp Chaos is in a really nice position because he's not spotted while firing.
Yeah, he's done a really good work back there. It's going to force the Clausewitz to move, which opens the possibility for one of these 3 destroyers that KSC has in mid to step onto A. We're about to have a lead change.
And you can see that's exactly what's happening as the Holland is making his way up to the A cap. Clausewitz just guessing that might happen. I kind of like these torpedoes.
I do too. They're not going to hit anything, but I like them nonetheless. They are bringing Lily over as well. The Holland's going to bump up. Oh, I said they're not going to hit anything, but Raiden's actually turning back to port a little bit. Oh, no, they don't have the legs. And they can spot the Kleber. Yep, Raiden able to spot the Kleber. So CL's either suspecting this was happening or just detecting it, sussing it out. Holland torpedoes going in on Xbox. He dodges right through them.
Nope, he takes one. I'm surprised he took one because he had Hydro up.
Now they've brought up Hitaki's Lucian. Check out this firing position, able to get hits on Xbox for free.
Behind the island, very smart. So yeah, you guys can have C. That's fine. We'll just take the rest of the map. Thank you.
Well, or possibly kill your buddy, kill your teammate. It could still happen here. Clausewitz getting very low.
He's about to find a rock, and the rock's going to cry out, "No hiding place."
AP coming directly up his stern from the Castilla. Takes about 2K. If these deepwater torps have the deepwater torps have the legs, the heal won't matter. Nope, they don't have the legs, and he spotted them anyway. One of the Lucians now spotted. That's Hitake. Curious George now just coming out in the open. Basically saying, forget it, we're going to get you. 830, counteracted by the heal. They get, the Henri wins this duel, and there goes. Double Clausewitz. Clausewitz double strike for KSC here, up 3 ships.
Raptor, I think we're going to a game 3.
I think we're going to game 3, Zath. KSC playing this just very patiently, very well, not allowing things to dissuade them. Playing their game and doing it brilliantly.
Yeah, this felt like a very different team compared to the last battle. There seemed to be better cohesion. I think they played their game more so than reacted.
Yeah.
Which was neat to see. Minotaur radar up.
Well, one of the things we pointed out in the last game was kind of how spread they were early. And I think CL was able to take advantage of it. And here on Hotspot, between the units that they brought and the way they played the map, they were able to consolidate ships a little better and do a better job of keeping their, keeping the band together, let's say.
Now, Raiden does use his first heal. The unique upgrade for Holland gives him better heal ability, but just like
he's
Lucian,
going out,
it's not going to be enough.
No. But it's going to cost him Lily as well as he burns down, so that's a trade. Minotaur getting slapped by Castilla AP as he makes the turn to try and turn around and go back the other way. KSC does bag A, and there goes the Minotaur as well. And just like that, the last 2 CL ships are on the 7 line and the 10 line.
But at least the Druid got C.
I gotta say, Zath, this game did not play out like I expected along the 10 line. We've seen some really very heavy 10 line action games on Hotspot, and this game was not that at all.
Which I kind of like to see because most of the time, whatever team tries to push, it just failed. So this is the first time we saw both teams say, you know what, we're not going to do much on the 10 line, and it actually, worked out in the favor of one of those teams.
CL knows it's over. Me-God coming out here, getting in an open water gunfight with the Castilla. Going to throw away his ship just to speed things up so we can get on to game 3. Peter doing the same thing here in his Janan along the 10 line.
That's right.
Somehow the Mossma still only got over pens.
Right.
He's bouncing those. Apparently the Janon's belt armor is enough to bounce the Russian railgun, Zach.
Oh.
But there we go.
Peter Pan survives to make it to Never Never Land.
All by himself.
All by himself. That's right.
All right, KSC looking solid in game 2. Let's head to game 3 on Warriors Path and see who's taking this series.
Indeed. Looking forward to it.
All tied up, 1-1, baby.
And guess what, Raptor? Every other series went 2-0.
Huh. It's, Zath. Huh. How did that happen? I don't know. And now everybody's here again. This keeps happening to us.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. I'm gonna wait about 10-15 seconds. I'm gonna push my little ad roll timer, which I'm not sure that's been working today. Now that I think about it, I'll keep an eye on it. I'm gonna run downstairs. I'm gonna need a throat lozenge because I can already feel my voice starting to go. So, well, between 4 hours yesterday morning and 4.5 hours last night, a lot of time in front of the mic. I can start, and it's going to be another 3.5 hours today. I'm starting to feel it. You do this more than I do.
Oh yeah.
So
Xanda shared the clip of you cackling, maniacally cackling.
Which one?
And frankly, I've had those too.
Maniacally cackling.
I don't.
I have to go look.
Had like 3,000 regular base XP or something.
I
like that at the end.
had my first and only game in the Tier 2 American Destroyer was 130,000 damage. Zaf.
Yep, that's the one I saw. The clip.
I was like, what? It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's amazing how much fun it can be to just go back and just screw around.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is just silly. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Give me about, 30, 60 seconds here, and I'm going to go down and grab a Ricola and be right back.
Sounds good. The rest of you guys, if you think about what happened last time, keep in mind we have to wait for everybody to be filtered into different spectating slots. So the result of that is it's gonna be a minute. I'm gonna use the opportunity to run an ad break because why the heck not? Let's build that time up. For the rest of you guys, look at your clock, look at your watches. Add about 10 minutes, and the reality is probably 15 minutes from now you'll find it. Okay. Those of you watching my channel, you know that we are doing giveaways. Thank you for tuning in. You know we're also over on YouTube. Raptor's also doing giveaways. Please, by all means, go check out his channel too. Jump into his giveaways. Why not? It's free real estate. Last thing I want to mention is, keep an eye on the chat on my stream because I do let you know when games are starting up. So. Oh, I don't have it set to do that for YouTube. I gotta fix that. All right, here we go. Add a break. Add a break.
Super ultra late ad break.
Super ultra late ad break. Yes, exactly. Now, do you even know the anime that's from?
Never know.
You just know the clip.
I know the clip. That's all I know.
Would you like to know more?
I would not.
Oh. I was going to say the correct answer is yes.
No. Maybe for you. Someone in my YouTube chat wants us to know that he also loves watching us do this. He says, I said before, this stream is esports, sportscasting at its best. So there you go. Just passing along the compliment.
Yeah, I've seen a couple as well. Big thanks to all of you guys for your positivity. Also, if there's things for us to fix, I think we have it pretty dialed in at this point, but if there's things to fix, please let us know. Raptor, you said you caught my VOD yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel that my music was too low?
Truth be told, I don't think I noticed it that much.
Okay, then fine. I'll leave it as it is.
Sorry, it's going to be weird with this lozenge, but if I don't do this, I'm going to regret it now. I'm going to regret it later. I do this now, not regret it later.
All this like mental image of you like saying something, like,
all those years ago.
You're there, buddy.
all those years ago, I guess 5-6 years ago, I started doing, and I know you've done this at Gen Con, right? I've gone to gaming conventions and worked a booth for the weekend and demoed tabletop games to folks. I did that for Fantasy Flight Games at PAX South here in San Antonio, a few hours away.
Right.
Did that a number of years. And after like 2 back-to-back, like 8-hour days of just non-stop talking, and of course the room is loud, so I have a very loud voice, but I still have to project and be loud for a long stretch. I would come home and I would sound like this for like 3 days, you know? So finally I learned to start taking my, my bag of Ricola with me and sucking on those over the course of the day so that I would not, hopefully, murder my own voice.
So, TwitchCon 2022, that was my first ever TwitchCon.
Yeah.
And I had been talking so much, my throat got all that scratchy dry, and I need something hot. Like, when it's like that, soda's the worst thing you can do. Anything carbonated, fuzzy, right? 'Cause it feels even scratchier. I'm like, I need something warm to soothe my throat. And they have the partner lounge.
Yep.
So I go up to the partner lounge, and it was really cool. They had basically a barista, whatever, like, doing coffee drinks and stuff. And I just told him, I said, my throat's killing me, but I don't drink coffee. Do you have anything else? And he gave me like boba tea or something like that. I don't remember the exact kind of tea it was.
Hot tea.
It was perfect. Whatever it was that he brought in, and it was like the only thing that he had other than coffee.
Hot tea is amazing. Hot tea is amazing.
So
that's my inner Brit.
Yeah. And then I came back upstairs later, because again, or maybe it was the next, I don't remember. And it was a different person there. I'm like, oh, I'll have this. And he's like, what do I look like, a Starbucks? I don't have this. I'm like, oh, well, the person before you had that. He's like, oh, well, that guy must have just brought it himself. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, I should have tipped him more then. Thanks for letting me know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't drink coffee, but that was the first time when I'm like, you know what? Just give me coffee, throw a bunch of cream, milk in it. I don't care. I need something hot and soothing for my throat. So there you go.
That's funny.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
Hey,
look. Yeah, go ahead.
It reminds me of a story that one of my regulars told me about driving in Austria. A number of years ago, he's a dual citizen, and he was over there, and he got pulled over, and he had his American. He didn't have an international license with him, but he had his I think he said it was a Connecticut license with him. So he gets pulled over by the Austrian police for whatever reason, and he says, and they're like, he hands his license to the cop, and the guy's like, "What's this?" He goes, "That's my license." I was like, "I can't read this," and without missing a beat, he goes, "Really? Your German colleagues can?" And it was like, oh, shots fired. Somehow he avoided jail.
I was gonna say that's extremely ballsy.
He goes,
extremely ballsy.
He goes, I regretted it as soon as I said it, but I was young, stupid, and snarky all at the same time.
Amazing.
Cracked me up.
Did I ever tell you my story about how I had a run-in with the Carabinieri in Italy?
No, but you'll have to tell me after the game, because I think I said we were about to start. And then, like, all of KSC unrated. So tell me your Carbonari story, Zaf.
So I was, I'm in Europe the first time, and I'm going around, and one of the things, I used to be a big Mazda fan. As a matter of fact, I've got a Mazda flag over there and a Mazda hat, and I've been to the Mazda headquarters in Hiroshima, Japan, twice, actually.
Okay.
And so we're traveling, and I'm like, oh, cool. It's like my car, but better, because in the Europe market, the styling's a little bit different and stuff like that. So I go around, I'll be taking pictures of it. So I'm walking in the town of Bolzano, which is near the Dolomites, and up in the northern part of Italy. And I see a Mazda 6 wagon. Now, in the States, there's only Mazda 6 sedans, and technically a hatch, which is like just the sedan, but the whole back, opens up.
Yeah.
In Europe, they have the whole Mazda 6 wagon, which is a full back down, like station wagon thing, which is awesome and damn sexy, if you ask me. So I'm taking pictures of it, and I walk up, And I look inside, and I'm like, hey, look, it's the same dash cluster as what we have back home and stuff, and the interior looks the same. Cool. I start walking back, and drives up a police car, the decorated, all that. Guy gets out, and he walks up to me, and he says, he goes, Deutsch or Italiano? Trying to
9.
ask me because they speak both up in that region.
Of course, 9.
And I responded with English with the most dumb look on my face, like I'm so sorry.
English.
And he just had this look on his face, like, oh God, one of these guys. And he said, show me paper. He said, why here? And I said, I'm a fan of Mazda. I like to take photo of Mazda. And when you have the language, you try to be specific and whatever. And So he said, okay, show me papers. So I'm like, all right. So I dig out my passport, give it to him. He says, wait here. Okay, so I sit down, goes back to the car. I look at the side of the car, and it reads Carabinieri. Now, I know that in Italy there's police, but that they're not marked Carabinieri. I have no idea what Carabinieri are. I look outside, like the building. It's the Carabinieri station. So I'm literally looking at one of the officers' cars.
You're taking pictures of a cop's car.
Personal vehicle. Yeah.
Oops.
Okay. So he let me off anyway and said, just get out of here.
Well, that was nice of him.
We have a game.
We do indeed. Nice. Zath, what is CL doing in green? Let's talk to their lineup. What do we got?
All right. Game 3, do or die for both teams. CL bringing with them on Warrior's Path, Lily in a Lushun, a Minigod in a Druid, Yudachi in a Lushun. So they like that setup. Alley Cat drew the short straw and has to play Yoda this game. Xbox Series X is in an Henri IV. Peter Pan is going to fly around in a Salem with reload instead of range. And Tamanano May is in a Burgania.
Okay, no Clausewitz this game.
No Clausewitz this game.
All right. KSC also trying to stay in this bracket here, undefeated, keep going. We've got they've got a Lushun of their own in Hatake. Dazzle and Gun Reload. Raiden in that unique upgrade Holland. We saw him in last game. George in a Grozovoy now. So all 3 destroyers sporting heals. Unforgivable sticking with Venezia. We have King Viper in a Conde. This will be, didn't you tell me they had used Conde one other time, Zath?
Yeah, I believe so. I'll double check.
Okay, so this will be the last time that KSC can use Conde in this event, regardless of whether it lives or dies. And then
correct, yes.
Backing all of that up, we have Akari in a Hindenburg. I love all of that. Hang on a minute. Interesting.
Yes.
Hindenburg with outnumbered Zath. Interesting.
That tells you he plans to be over on the flank and outnumbered.
Yep. And Venezia number 2, that's Quicksilver here, capping C.
What's the Hindenburg point value? 10.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap.
Hindenburg and Yodo are almost worth the same thing, Zath. Think about that for a minute.
Hindenburg.
I mean,
Much rather have a Hindenburg.
Yeah, for sure. Now, something else. Alley Cat's Yodo, if you have a look at that build, that is not a torpedo build Yodo. That is a gun build Yodo, which baffles me a little bit because Yodo's guns are not that great. But anyway, okay.
I think he's going to try to... Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
I got nothing either.
We'll see what happens.
Well, CL obviously going for a heavy 8, 9, 10 line push. 5 ships rotating in that direction. Lushun and Yodo, Alley Cat, and Lily trying to just hold KSC from pushing straight through A. All 3 KSC destroyers over here, Venezia and Hindenburg, aren't going to have any eyes along the edge of the map. And Viper's Conde is just chilling.
Yeah, some people might think that he disconnected. He did not. He actually backed up a little bit.
He's been moving.
He is in the game. Yep.
Yeah.
He's got his engine boost running right now.
Yeah. They've got a purpose in mind for him, whatever it happens to be. I guess we'll find out.
Yes. KSC don't play Warrior's Path without a plan.
Thanks, Joe Don Baker.
Well, CL looking for a very, very heavy 8, 9, 10 push, which is similar to what we saw earlier
Yeah.
with RB. Pretty much did the same thing.
How KSC handles this is going to, I think, determine how this game goes. They seem to have figured out there's just not much going on at A. I would be surprised if they left this many ships over here for the duration.
Well, you can see Lucian's already moving. Conde is now moving that direction. So yeah, I think Viper was just, I'm gonna stay in the middle so I can rotate to whichever side I need to go. Honestly, if that's your flagship, I like that idea.
I do too. Yep. Viper already making revolutions, headed over, ready to help receive whatever's coming down the 8-9 line.
Yep.
Quicksilver now spotted, taken under fire by Xbox's Henri.
Here is George starting to head out that way towards the east as well. Right and Shogun heading east. Unforgivable We heading east. I said west. I almost thought he was going to go up the one line, but looked like he decided to make a hard turn and nah.
If I am KSC, I think you leave Shogun and We behind and rotate the rest. Personal opinion.
And that's what it looks like is happening. Shogun is now going stern in, and he's just going to sit there, and he's going to play the trapdoor spider essentially. And Unforgivable We is doing the exact same thing. They're both in a position to just run and kite as needed.
Quicksilver now coming under fire from both Xbox's Henri and Tamamomo's Burgonia. Burgonia firing HE, even though he might have had a little bit of an angle there for some AP. He had HE in the barrel, and so downrange it went.
Yep. Viper now opens up with his HE. Just to let him know he's there, I guess.
And Peter Pan Salem has moved up to join this fight. Now, Zaf, I gotta say, if I'm Akari, there's a part of me that, you talk about trapdoor spiders, there's a part of me that almost thinks you take Akari around and you just torpedo the Salem off the board.
He could absolutely do that. He's kind of in a bad position to do that because he's kind of have to approach from the front and will be spotted pretty much the whole time he does it.
Yeah.
I think if I'm Akari, frankly, I'm saying to myself, damn it, why didn't I go to the other side of this island? Because if he's on the north side of the island, he could get behind him.
Akari is spotted there. Migod, I think, was possibly thinking he would make a dive for the cap, but now having to turn around as the Henri Xbox starts to take the Hindenburg under fire.
Now, does the Henri have IFHE? No. Henri with IFHE will penetrate 50mm deck armor, but
he'll just pin the deck of the Hindenburg. Ugh. Rough.
I know, right? Exactly.
Rough.
You give up a lot to do that, so.
Yeah, you do. Akari goes for his first heal as the Lushun and Grozavoy begin to arrive on station. Hataki and George had gone all the way to the 2 line, and now they're back in the C cap along the 6-7 line. 6 minutes gone. KSC out to about 160-point lead. Quicksilver's Venezia, the lowest ship on the board, although the Burgonia is starting to show some wear as well.
Already.
Yeah. Well, once you bring in enough HE. Which
Lucian
one?
and Yoda have been pulled off of B, or off of A completely.
They have. They're opening fire now. They're trying to focus out the Hindenburg from the north. And now even the Holland, even Raiden's Holland is coming back into this fight, Zaf.
Might as well. If you see both of those leaving, there's no reason to stick around. We're going to have a Jutland-style battle here in the southeast corner of the map.
I think eventually every single ship on the board is all going to be in the same general vicinity of the sea cap.
He, though, is looking at the score. 241 for KSC. I mean, CL's got to make a play. I know they're trying to get the Hindenburg out, but they're about to lose the Burgon too.
They pulled the Burgonia back, and so he's going to have time to heal, but the Hindenburg does not have this luxury from his position.
Nope.
Hindenburg's going to try to move back up, I think, and at least try to block some of the shots coming in from the north, but the shell arcs on the Yodo and the Lushun are so high, most of that's getting over the island. The Lushun is finally starting to struggle to get it over the island.
One thing I don't like I'm seeing is there's a lot of mixed firing. You've got the Lucian and Grozavoy for KSC.
Look at Udachi.
Udachi. Yeah, but King Viper didn't shoot him, and Quicksilver's Venezia didn't shoot him either. And I'm really questioning that. They could have had him out sooner.
Doesn't matter. He goes there as they trade. The Hindenburg goes out, but so does one of CL's Lushuns. Each team trading a ship. 250-point lead and growing for KSC.
Holland gets a torpedo hit on Peter Pan, forces a DCP off the Salem. Minigod got smacked a little bit in his Druid, forced to make Inky and just kind of stop shooting, I guess.
I gotta say, Zath, right this instant, it feels to me like KSC has done a good enough job of blunting this push that they should be able to hold on and win this game. 90 seconds left on the timer.
Oh, I completely agree, and I think the big problem is Lucian and Yodo turning back instead of being more aggressive at A and holding forces in position.
Yeah, by pulling off, they allowed KSC to bring basically everybody back off of that cap.
Yep.
Migod's Druid is going to have to charge to get his short-range Hydra up here to be of value against these guys. Venezia Salvo coming in astern. The Salem radar isn't going to pick him up. Salem radar is up, but it hasn't quite gotten there yet. Migod's not going to live long enough to see it.
Nope.
20 seconds on the timer now
for this game.
Well, just about.
Oh, torps on Peter Pan as well.
Oh, George bailing out of the smoke under the Salem radar, but the Salem is in trouble. They're going to get George, but the Salem goes down as well, so it's a trade. Still 15 seconds on the timer, and that's the game. CL doesn't have time to step on a cap and stop any points gains. And that's
now
it.
Look at Unforgivable We in the Venezia. He went back saying, okay, at some point, they're going to have to try to make a play for A.
Yep.
And he went back to basically stall it.
He wanted to
really
be here to be ready.
Making there.
Yep. Well played by KSC. Great reaction. Able to hold on with the reverse sweep here, claiming game 3, Zaf.
Absolutely. Fantastic series. Thank you very much to both teams for putting that on for us.
Yeah, that was nice.
And we might need to bust a move.
Probably. Let me put up the winner screen real quick. Give KSC some props. And then we will come back to the talking head screen so that I can get ready for whatever our last game of the day is. They've probably been sitting around waiting on us. It's going to be...
I doubt they're waiting on us, but yeah, maybe.
Okay. Let's have a quick peek. We signed up for... It should be... we signed up for... They moved us to Rain. Did we sign up for Rain? No, we signed up for Rain ELSR. Okay.
We signed up for
You're
Rain
right.
ELSR.
We signed up for
They
Rain
moved
ELSR.
Everybody else.
Yeah, they moved a lot of people over. Okay.
So they basically said both China and Wargaming, Prague, whatever, is going to be casting the other one. So you're better off moving to the other.
I saw that. I saw that
one.
announcement. So obviously we're starting on Islands of Ice.
Mm-hmm.
How about that, Zav? All right, let's go look
Works
at the map.
for me.
Let's go look at the map rotation here. I need
Islands of Ice riposte. And then hotspot.
Okay, Island of Ice riposte for game 2? Is that what you said? Oh, man. I'm loving this series already.
Take a look at announcements, Raptor. There might be a chance, if they allow us, to catch another.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right, so let's get this. Let's get this. All right, so we're now Rain, ELSR. I don't care what maps they banned. We're going to Islands of Ice. Riposte. I can't wait to see these guys play Riposte and Hotspot. There we go. All right, so there's where we're at for our last scheduled match of the day. We'll see if there's a possibility for us to sneak in something else. There might be. No promises. Just don't know. All right. Get rid of you. Get rid this. Okay. Oh, yeah. Xanda's reminding me. So, because I'm grinding a destroyer line, I had a guy yesterday on my speedrun stream who anytime I got, like, I'm grinding my American destroyers. Every time I got kind of relatively close to a submarine, he literally goes, $10 if you kill the sub. I did it twice. And he did. He made good on it.
I don't know if you saw my stream. I reverse shotgun subs twice yesterday.
Nice.
That's how you deal with subs. You wait for them to surface with your torpedoes at the ready and launch them because they can't dive fast enough down. You just laugh as they...
Yep. That's so funny. See how you like it. See how you like it.
It was good times.
But I had a couple of subs that, it was like I knew where he was. I knew where he was going. I'm in an American destroyer. I got depth charges. You're a dead man. Like, this is just like stepping on a cockroach. The only good bug is a dead bug. All right, Zath. I don't think we're going to have to wait very long for this game. Seems like we're going to be headed right into game one because we just got here. Teams are ready. Everything's ready to go. And he left. I just looked over at his empty chair. Like, wait, what? Where'd he go? There he is. I had to go get a snack. And we dropped.
I had to throw out my wrapper because otherwise, it gets like sticky and...
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Everywhere.
I hear you.
Yeah. Oh, look, there go my lights again.
Yep.
Hey, look, reverse again. Hey.
Yep, again. All right, here we go. Are you still chewing? You want me to take ELSR for a minute?
Go for it.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last series of the day, we're bringing you ELSR versus Rain. ELSR here in the green, top end of Islands of Ice. They are spawning in with a Forest Sherman, that is Luga, in Zadazzle Camo, ya. Dog Punch's Z52, all the Hydro Destroyers here, both of them. 5 cruiser lineup, Xiang's Goliath. Gun reload there, not range. You lose Clausewitz. Elysia's Goliath, also running reload and not range. And then we have Suki's Howden Liu, unique upgrade. And on the far end, Ayase in a flagship, bringing in Annapolis.
Couple things of note. First time seeing Forest Sherman.
Indeed.
For us. And the Annapolis, this is ELSR's first ever time bringing a flagship.
The moment has arrived, Zath. What is Rain doing down in red?
Rain down in red has World Spawn in a Z42, making revolutions to the A-Cap, and Taro in an Regulo, fronted by Kim Chewan in a Yu Yang, that is Radar.
Radar Yang, yes, sir.
You've got Eternal Titan heading towards the C-Cap, the home cap, with reload instead of range. AI Gunner Dastard in a Conqueror. Lucar in a Clausewitz with both top grade gunner and outnumbered. Gangbring in a Radar Minotaur. What is that fourth skill again?
That's the AA and depth charge skill. I'm not sure why you would do that here. Maybe trying to hold off the bombs. Now, I want to point out a couple of things. One, look at Eternal Titan's Goliath build. He is running heavy HE. The other thing is that, do you remember yesterday we talked about how cheap Conqueror was?
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm surprised it's taken this long for us to see a Conqueror, frankly, and I do not believe it'll be the last one that we see. Whole lot of HE pain going in on Suki's Howden Liu early. That's a bad matchup. Conqueror HE versus that Dutch cruiser that burns for years. Deepwater Torps on there already. Woo!
We have a 42 and 52 angrily spotting each other with Hydro and
Oh
Suki.
no. Suki's turning directly in front of these Deepwater Torps that he knows are there.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, how can he?
He doesn't have Hydro on.
The Hydro is over on the Z52. They were well within the Z52 bubble.
Yes, but that bubble is ship spotting. Torpedo spotting is a different range.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you?
It's possible that they were outside of that. You'd have to double check.
Okay. I think maybe you're right. Isn't torpedo spotting 4 kilometers? I think you're right.
It might be. I have to double check the wiki, and I can do that while you're.
No, it's not. It's not important. It's not important.
Okay.
Just like that, ELSR down a ship. Took less than 3 minutes. Now ELSR does do a good job of pushing Worldspone's Z42 out of position.
Mm-hmm.
I think between the radar and the Annapolis and everything, he is well out. But now Luger's Sherman caught by Minotaur radar. Gangbrang is just going to have his way with Luger. Luger's dead. There's no way he survives this.
Nope. Sherman is a very large, kind of unwieldy ship to maneuver.
Yeah, doesn't handle well. Wait a minute. How? You're kidding me, right?
He's living.
He made it out of the radar. Let's see if they hit him with blind fire. They do. There we go.
They do.
Okay.
Took the Clausewitz. Lucar hit him.
ELSR already down 2 ships. Rain keeping the pressure up, farming out Elysia's Goliath over here. In fact, the Goliath is having to maneuver to avoid Yilu's Clausewitz right in front.
Yeah, it feels a little weird.
The other Goliath, all by himself, Ziyang's Goliath, way over on the 10 line, about to run into Titan.
Yep, Goliath smash.
Feels like this game is already over for ELSR, Zath.
I mean, losing a ship early hurts. Losing 2 ships early
is kind of disastrous.
Hurts.
When there's only 7 ships on the board, losing 2 that quick, kind of unrecoverable almost.
Now, I didn't want to make the quip, but I will mention it. If you look at the Annapolis, Ayase is running Chicago Bears colors. You just don't run those colors. Anyway.
Annapolis on the 1 line, Zath. That doesn't feel like a great position for that ship.
Well, so I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to use the 4 Sherman as a smoke bot, which also has hydro, right?
Yes,
so
he does.
It can smoke, it can hydro its way in. If necessary, it can gun down with impunity whatever the Annapolis radars. So I get the idea behind it. The problem is when you lose that integral part of the smoke train, that's it, done.
Yep.
Now, we didn't catch Worldspawn taking a bunch of damage. He had
a torpedo. He had a torpedo a moment ago.
But whatever.
He just hit the handbrake and let Intaro take the lead. They're going to slide over here and grab A. They should easily be able to do it because of how far they've pushed the Annapolis back off the cap. Dog Punch's Z52 is here, but I don't know that that's going to be enough of a dissuadement, given the Gang is still over here with his radar at the ready. They've got the Regulo spotted on the surface, so the Annapolis shells will begin to fall in. The Annapolis drawing counterfire from the Clausewitz. Oof.
For all of Intaro's investment, or Titan, his investment in heavy HE, he's losing this engagement against Yixing's Goliath.
So he is. Look at that.
Very interesting. But Dastard is there to help.
Dog Punch smoking up. Annapolis radar keeping Intaro lit as he ducks in behind the iceberg. As now Gangbrang gets in on the action, trying to farm out Ayase's Annapolis.
I mean, at this point, it makes perfect sense.
Yep. They're not going to be able to They're not going to be able to reset Intaro from there. They're going to have to keep trying to find another way to do it. Doesn't matter now. Regalo finishes the cap. You know what, Zath? I think it's not that Eternal Titan was losing so much as Eternal Titan was getting beaten up by the Clausewitz AP.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now.
I mean, he just took at least one more Citadel.
Yang comes in now and is going to try to finish the deal. I'm surprised he's not going for the single-fire torpedoes, because that would probably end him
I'm sure they're trying. They're both trying to play this engagement as cagey as they can. And they're just going to trade. No, Ziyang. Oh, Ziyang almost made it, but the Conqueror, Dastard had AP in the barrel, and that sealed the deal.
And that's what I mean. Like, I would have rather seen him use those single-fire torps on a bow-in target that close. You don't have to worry about aim so much, and he's low health enough. Just a couple will do it instead of getting on the side. Oh, well.
Down 2 ships, upside down on points and falling behind. ELSR, I don't think they've got a way back in, Zath.
No, they've been smashed over on the west flank and the east flank. Now that Goliath trade has happened, that east flank is dead too. All that's left is your ships in the middle. And it's just a matter of time before they get themselves singled out and killed, frankly.
Yep.
Hey, you know, we've all had games like this. If you're ELSR, they've done enough tournaments where this stuff happens.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta sit there, think about, you know, what you can do differently. Is it the comp? Is it the players? Is it the calls? What do you got to fix?
Yep.
And try again. I mean, either way, they're playing next weekend.
Yep.
It's a question of where.
Yeah, all we're doing this weekend is jockeying for position, right, on the seating schedule. That's all this is about. You lose Clausewitz, pushing heavy down the 8 line over here, trading shots with Dastard's Conqueror. I'm not excited about that engagement if I'm the Clausewitz. That Conqueror can easily outlast me.
Oh, yeah. But they know it's pretty much over. It's just push, makes, you know, you hope, pray, see what can happen.
Hope and pray somebody makes a mistake. Elysia is going to take a torpedo from the Z-42 right there.
Yep. Out of heals, by the way.
As now Gangbarang opens up with the AP on Elysia. A little surprised to see this.
As well.
Yeah, but
what else is he doing?
Yeah, but Goliath's AP will make a real impact here. Like if he can get a salvo there, yikes! Annapolis goes down on the 1 line. You get the sense that Range is trying to clean this up. They catch the Z-52. That's Dog Punch in the cap. Trading shots with Intaro, but this will be over in a few moments. Dog Punch is going to go down. Clausewitz is probably going to die at some point here. Last surviving ship on the board. And Yilu takes an 8. Yep, there it is. The Conqueror salvo. Dastard's got enough AP in the barrel. And there it is. Wow. That was... Damn, Zath, that was decisive.
Decisive and quick.
Well, we're back on schedule, maybe.
Wipe.
It was a full wipe. They killed the whole team. It was a full wipe.
Right. Or not. What is Puddin like to
flawless.
Point out?
Not a flawless victory. Almost a flawless victory.
Yeah. Yeah. Landslide. I don't remember what term he uses, but he's like, somebody died on the other team, so it's not a wipeout or whatever.
Flawless victory. All right. Well, Rain up 1 game. We'll see what ELSR does. As we head to Riposte, it looks like we are swapping spawns now.
Was that a Z-42 with the Hydro, or was that a 52?
So,
I don't remember.
Rain had a 42. ELSR had a 52.
Right, so I'm just trying to think about which one was it that was that would have picked up those torpedoes. ELSR had the 52, so it was
the 52.
All right.
It should be 6 kilometers for ships, 4 kilometers for torpedoes. And that was my mistake. I forget that. I forget that's how it works.
Well, and frankly, so did that Hound Lu.
Clearly. Well, so...
That's all right.
So here we go, Zath. We're going to be on ELSR and kind of, I won't say a do or die game, but clearly an important game for them on Riposte. This is not a map that a lot of teams are excited to play. I love it. I think it's great for these 7v7 matches.
Yep. Unfortunately, the wiki is not updated with information on that. We'll have to
That's okay.
let our friends in the wiki team know about that.
We'll set them straight. They can fix it later.
Yeah. You got it.
Let's see here.
I just have to find that Discord. I got so many Discords.
Which Discord?
Huh?
Which Discord?
Yeah, the wiki.
Oh, the wiki editor Discord. Yeah. Well, most people rely on it for ship detection and not necessarily for torpedo detection. But you're right. I frequently forget that those are different values. It says so right in port. Like when you put your mouse over the consumable, it very clearly makes the point, hey, these are not the same number. But I often forget that.
Well, and part of that is because for the most part, when we see ships using hydro, it's to detect something that's in smoke, right?
Exactly.
Or on the other side of an island.
Yep.
So. I was going to check something. I don't remember what I was going to check now. Oh, well.
You were going to go tell them in the Discord.
Oh, no, I did that already.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
It's okay. So we're looking at the bracket, and for those of you guys who don't know, the other game, which is TWA versus TSYMQ, that game has been held for extra time.
Hashtag question mark.
Well, if you look at the streamer announcements, I don't know if this is NDA or not, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But
I saw they had posted something. I didn't see why. Was there an explanation?
Yes, right after. If you look at ArtZero's post, it's right after.
Oh, I think, okay, so I guess they're doing something fancy on the mainstream that they want that held while they do their fancy shenanigans, and then they'll go cast that game. Is that what I'm reading?
Yes. So this is one of the things that Wargaming likes to do.
Yeah, when they've got a big audience.
This is not a knock against them. Okay,
No.
I want to put that out there straight. What Wargaming likes to do is they like to make big announcements when they have streams like this, because there's a lot of eyes, as you said, on them. And so this is their opportunity to say, hey, guess what? This is going on. And that, of course, generates buzz and gets a lot of people talking.
Yep.
And you and I are going to start seeing some of that buzz filtering into our chats in about a half hour.
Probably, it seems like.
Yeah. But whatever. And that's fine. So I've already stated my interest in catching that match, because obviously if this goes 2-0, what else is there to do?
What else are there? Yeah, exactly. But I suspect everybody's going to try and pile in there. That's going to be tough.
And I warned them of that ahead of time. I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one. So the reason I said that was not to be a jerk. It was to alert the refs to say, hey, you might want to start having those conversations now.
Yeah.
How are we going to handle this situation?
Yep.
And frankly, if they tell us, nope. Okay,
it is
fine.
what it is.
We're done.
Yeah.
I'll go do my speed run.
If I don't
take your,
If I don't get that match today, honestly, I'm okay with it, because matches that we might have been kicked out of, we were allowed to stay in. I'm okay. It's fine.
Well, and that's what I mean, right? We kind of dodged the bullet twice.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Because you and I picked the right matches. It worked out well, and you know what? The refs are trying to work with us, and hey, I appreciate that.
Yep, no issues.
I'm sure they had, So it's fine. If it means we have to consolidate and one of us uses the Discord window to pick up game feed, fine. I don't care.
We've done it before.
If we have indeed done it before. So we'll see what happens. Blowout, thank you. My chat catching up, and
there you go. Blowout. Yeah.
That's the word.
I still call it flawless victory.
Sometimes you just have, word salad in the brain and you can't think of something. So
when you wipe out the opposing team and don't lose a single ship, that's a flawless victory in my mind. Hey, we dropped. Look at that.
Oh, wow. I was just going to put together a replay render.
No need.
No need. Rain is on that, so we use a regular spawn this time.
Correct. All right,
well,
Seth. It's game 2. Talk to us about Rain. What do we got?
Yeah, game 2, Rain is up 1 over ELSR. Best of 3, riposte on map. We've got Kim Chae-won and a Shimakaze with 12 kilometer torps and unique upgrade that is as as full a Luck Chuck build as you can make it.
Mm-hmm.
And Taro in a Lucian again, without Dazzle. Worldspawn in a Daring, also without Dazzle. Lucar in a Yoshino. AI Gunner Dastard is now in a Smolensk. Yep. Eternal Titan is in his Goliath. We saw the same build as last game. Gangbang has decided to change to a Des Moines from a Minotaur. What do we have to the south, sir?
It's the first time we've seen Shimakaze this event, Zath. It's going to be entertaining. All right. What do we got cooking for ELSR? They're also running Triple Destroyer, Dog Punches Kleber, Dazzle and Reload, Alicia's Holland, Unique Upgrade, Xiang's Ragnar, Gun Range, 4 cruisers, starting with Ayase's Clausewitz. Looks like the same build we had last game. Yilu's in a Clausewitz. I'm sorry, Ayase was in the Annapolis last game. Apologies.
Yes.
Yilu's Clausewitz looks like the same build from before. Luger in a Howden Neo, Unique Upgrade, and Suki in a Colbert, Range, and Rudder. Not
both teams
not
opting
detection.
a spammy boat.
Not stealth on that Colbert.
And that's I like that decision actually. It gives you so much more flexibility. You can play it more longer range behind islands and that sort of deal. He does have the range upgrade, so I believe that's the idea that Suki's looking at there.
Well, we're going to see violence early, Zath. Shimakaze picks up Dog Punches Claire on the surface, drawing a salvo from the Goliath. The Z Yang radar is going to go up and pick up World Spawn's Daring, as he's going to draw salvos from the Des Moines and the Smolensk.
Yep, both teams swinging early.
Yeah, big time. Nobody's wasting time here.
Big trouble, though. Big trouble for Xiang.
Got Yoshino salvo coming in from port as well. There goes half his surviving HP. Xiang trying to juke this, but that's just not really a thing you can do in a ship like Ragnar. Smolensk AP now chunking him.
Yeah, Dastard wisely using AP because Ragnar's got strong enough sides to shatter the 130mm gun.
And just
Doesn't
like that,
matter, though.
Man.
That's it.
Ragnar lasted 2 minutes and is dead.
Feels like ranked.
World Spawn, barely clinging to life back there.
But he's got a heal.
He does. Holland now spotted. Kim barely avoiding torpedoes on the edge of the A-cap. Gangbarang's Des Moines now getting shells downrange on Alicia.
Colbert is detected now. Yoshino AP coming in.
Oh my God, that Colbert's going to get murdered if he's spotted back there. Whew.
He was. He backed off, but he doesn't have that much room, and he has to reverse, and then he's going to have to go forward to get out of trouble.
Sat, there's a whole lot of things I don't like about ELSR's positioning on this map.
Y'all.
Like, you've got the core 5 ships of the Rain team. Shima, Daring, Lushun, around the caps, backed up by Des Moines and Smolensk at close range. But look at where the Clausewitz is. Look at where Yilu is. Way down on the J line.
With no spotting.
No spotting,
no
nothing.
Real support from... Yep.
Now, they catch a glimpse of the Shima. They may be able to put the Shima off the board here with the Colbert pitching in. Maybe. Certainly going to try for
the French radar.
Yep, certainly going to try for it.
Up. Shima's detected again. Kim Chae-won has to back off behind that island, so he got out of his smoke for a glimpse.
Holland was dark. Dog Punch now lit. Chae-won escapes on 1900 AP HE, and now it's a question of whether or not Dog Punch can escape. But they do manage to defend the A-cap.
He does go dark.
There are 2 very, very low destroyers for Rain, but for the moment, they're still in the game.
World Spawn is now out of heals, so he's going to be stuck at 9,000.
Rain rotating the Shimakaze back, just keeping him away from possibly getting spotted here. Smart play. Don't want to risk those points.
Absolutely.
Up 140 points and growing. up a ship, up on caps.
Worldspawn's Daring Hydro catches torpedoes coming in for Dastard Smolensk, so he can just W out of there.
Yep.
Very fortuitous.
Smolensk Hydro also ticking in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now ELSR trying to get reorganized, figuring out how they're going to try and make a play. They're bringing Yilu back off the J line. Smart. Looks like the Colbert got spotted briefly. Yoshino AP falling in. Nothing doing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so ELSR is stuck behind islands. Like almost every ship is next to an island.
They're not
going to have to find a way back in.
ELSR is not as far down on health as it might appear, but they've had to blow a lot of heals, I think, to maintain that closeness. So I'm not sure what kind of sustainability they're going to have.
I mean, Holland with its unique upgrade is being able to kind of showcase that there. In 40-odd seconds, he's going to heal up pretty heavily. But I think the big problem is Dog Punch is in a Kleber. He can't heal any of that. And you've got 2 ships to the south that have 0 vision. The Colbert gets to spot things by being shot at. Congrats to him.
And now they're going to bring in AP on the broadside of either the Colbert or the Clausewitz. Looks like the Clausewitz, but they're going to fall astern. Elysia. We're going to have some close contact between Elysia and the Shimakaze here in a minute, Zath. It's going to happen.
Yep, let's take a look at that up to the north.
Shimakaze, I mean, Elysia is going to get punched because the Goliath is here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Elysia is now spotted, figuring out how close the Shimakaze is.
Mm-hmm.
Going to take a whole bunch of this big old fat British HE for the trouble. Not as catastrophic as it could have been.
Nope.
ELSR seems like they've decided they want to kill these isolated ships if they can manage it. They've sent 2 destroyers to do it. They're now down 250 points.
Very nice torpedoes on Titan.
Ayase's Clausewitz in the middle of the board, maneuvering. Taking Yoshino AP on the broadside and getting farmed by Dastard Smolensk to the north. Titan goes through one of his super heals. Taking a long-range duel with Dog Punch's Kleber.
I mean, they know they need to just keep burning him down, but Kim Chae-won doing a nice job smoking up his teammate here.
LSR's got to break into a cap or bag a kill, and they don't really have any ships that isn't a destroyer under any kind of real threat.
Kim Chae-won had to reverse to get that smoke off. He's actually able to do it.
Mm-hmm. Now they brought the Smolensk, they've backed Gang Barang upwards into some daring smoke to farm the Clausewitz out as the deepwater torpedoes come in. Yilu can see these, should be able to dodge them. No. Yes, no.
Takes one.
Wow.
Takes one.
Okay. Don't understand that. But now the Clausewitz getting farmed by 4 different ships.
Yeah.
I think realizing he's out, trading AP broadsides now with the Yoshino. Yilu basically just sailing to his death.
Mm-hmm.
Spent too long sitting there. ELSR makes him pay for it. Now, Ayase probably has an opportunity to push B, right? They've pulled the Des Moines back. They've pulled the Daring back. The Smolensk is behind an island. But now Suki's Colbert feels like, I don't understand what's happening right there.
I don't either.
I feel like maybe ELSR has just said, just call it. We're done. They were in this game, Zath, until the Clausewitz sat still long enough for them to rearrange units and farm him out.
I think they were in this game until the Holland died, frankly. Because
the Holland isn't dead.
No, not the Holland. I'm sorry. The Ragnar at the beginning.
You're saying literally the game was over at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah. Because once that happened, ELSR had to decide what to do with their remaining destroyers. You've got a Kleber and a Holland. One of those is a good spotting destroyer, the other is not, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you get in a situation where you just can't. You can't protect your other cruisers, your other flank, and then this just it kind of falls down into what we saw happening. I mean, ELSR tried to make a go of it. It's just when you lose that, and here's a blowout. When you lose
for
that,
sure.
That visibility and everything like that, I mean, they took a heavy risk at the beginning. It just didn't pay off for them, and that happens. You've got a plan. Okay, the plan didn't work. What now? And it felt like they just didn't have that what now in their plan.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yep. Well, either way, Rain claims this series 2-0, our only sweep of the day, so I feel like we picked okay.
I think so too. Congratulations to Rain.
Yep. Solid game. All right. Well, Zaf, you can see the announcement. We are not going to be able to or allowed to stream the other series that is playing, so c'est la vie. No big deal. So for me, at least, that's it for the day. At least that's it for the morning. You're going to keep going and do some speedrun stuff, yes?
Yeah, my plan is to keep going. I'm going to do speed running. I'm going to, if people have replays that I need to cover, because this is the last weekend,
of the
last
patch,
Sunday
right?
of the patch cycle, that's going to be the plan. We'll see where things go from there. But yeah, I'm probably going to go, geez, that's going to be 7 hours of speed running. At some point, I might get tired and play Manor Lords. I don't know.
Go right ahead.
But anyway, yeah, that's going to be the plan. Now, for people looking to get drops, you're welcome to stick around here. We've been told we can't cover the other game. Fine, fair. We got lucky twice.
Yep.
So I'll take 2 out of 3. And as far as the drops are concerned, I'm sure they still have them running. So you're welcome to go watch one of the other streamers who's currently signed up for the official or for the chat, or go watch the official game as well. Who is that? Let's see. Who's on official? Yuocat, Mini.
Yeah.
Beijatsu, daytime guest star.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Well, whatever. There are people out there.
Go ahead.
I was saying there are people out there streaming the other game. Go ahead.
No, that's it. So I was just gonna say it's TWA versus TSYMQ. So it'll be a good game to watch. Shame we can't see it. It is what it is. Supposedly it'll be fixed for next weekend. They'll try doing the 40 slots. We'll see what happens to the training room. If it's stable, let's praise.
How many appendages can I cross? I'll cross toes and fingers and arms, and we'll see. Fingers crossed. They've done it before, right? There has been success with it before, but you're right. The training room does tend to be a little more unstable at that point, as I recall.
Right. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see. All right, guys, listen, for my stream, I'm going to hang it up. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to be raiding over to Zath, so you guys can hang out with him while he does his shenanigans this afternoon. I will be back in about 5 or 6 hours, probably about 6 hours, 5 to 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time. I'm going to be doing some more speed running myself. But between now and then, I got crap I got to get done around here. I got to run to the grocery store and do some laundry and put away dishes. And I'm going to get all that done in the afternoon, so when the time I sit down the night, I can just be done for the day and relax.
Sounds like a great plan.
That's my plan. All right.
So next weekend, y'all, same time as today and yesterday.
Yes.
So it'll be 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be starting the day off with a whole lot of losers bracket.
Yes.
So lots of losers bracket games. And then finally the winners bracket final.
This is going to be super awkward.
Yeah.
Because you've got 3 rounds. You've got 4 games, then 2 games, then 3 games. Weird. Next Saturday is going to be a weird day. Sunday's going to be easy because there's literally only 3 matches to play. Saturday's going to be awkward.
Yep.
Oh, well, we'll figure it out.
You got it.
All right, guys, I'm out. We'll be raiding over to Zath shortly. Zath, thank you again. I will touch base with you later this afternoon, or I'll drop in and harass you on your stream from time to time. Don't have too much fun, okay?
All right, sounds good. And for those of you on my stream, I'm going to keep the stream going. Keep in mind, I have to cut my internet, kill my OBS, put my internet back on, restart OBS, get rid of the time delay, and start up again. So you're going to see a delay. You're going to see a part in the stream where there's like nothing happening, and it's gonna have that little screen or whatever. Just
He'll be
wait,
back.
Chill. You might have to refresh. I'll be back.
He'll be back. No worries. Should I wait until after all that's occurred to raid into you, Zath?
If you're willing to do so, that would help.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I will.
So
I
you
will.
can-
I will endeavor to do so.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna go into the outro now on my side of things. Get that ticking so I can, get
Awesome.
things taken care of.
Okay, I'll raid in as soon as I can. I'll see you in a bit.
Sounds great.
All
Thank
right.
you much.
See you guys. See you later tonight.